Omni-Edition Sports presents from Garden City High School in Garden City, Michigan, Cougar football. Tonight, the Garden City Cougars take on the Grosse Red Devils. Hi, everybody. This is Dan York along with Jim Baker, the head coach of your Garden City Cougars. Ted Fortier and Phil Henry will be along in just a couple of moments with the play-by-play and color commentary. But, Coach, it is senior night. It is the first time it's actually been football weather all season, and a big night for your kids.
Yeah, we're real fortunate. It's been some great weather. It's so funny is my wife coaches cheer, and she was just commenting that she had to wear flip-flops to practice the other day. So, and it's this late in October, so it's been great weather for us.
Yeah. First season as varsity coach, obviously you've been with this program off and on for a long time. What are your impressions after your first year? Well, with one game to go here tonight.
Right. It's a learning experience. 22 years here, and I thought I knew more than I came in. But it's a learning experience. I know these kids really well, and I know the outcome hasn't been what they wanted and what I wanted. But I'm real proud of these kids. And I'm real proud of what they've done, and we're just going to keep chugging and hopefully get a win tonight.
I mean, you've lost some very close football games.
Oh yeah. We were in it with Romulus. If you ask me, we lost by 5. Thurston, we were beating them until we had those injuries, and then a couple other, Crestwood was 13-7. That could have gone either way. So yeah, there's definitely we could have swung this a different way.
Talk about those injuries, because you've had plenty of them, and one of them to your quarterback, Kyle Becker.
Yeah, Kyle's a huge, part of our offense, and we lost Kyle, so we had to struggle without him. John Giagrandi's another one. He's our middle linebacker, running back, so missing him. Dylan Rayburn, we lost a receiver, so we lost some speed there. And then we had some other injuries. We've got some guys back, so again, it's been a tough year for those guys, so it's been a tough year for our team.
Iman Raymond, though, has done a great job filling in a quarterback for you.
Oh, yeah. He does some things with the ball. He can make some plays. So we're just hoping to get him in space, move the pocket when we can, and make plays. So hopefully tonight's a good night for him, and we'll see how that goes. Again, he was kind of having some nagging injuries too, so.
And it's kind of a domino effect, because you take him away from the running back position or the wide receiver position. Now everybody's got to move up a spot with the loss of Becker.
Absolutely. He's one of our key defensive backs, too. And, he was playing slot for us. And, yeah, we take him out and we got to bump someone else there, and someone else has to stand up and do the job. So, yeah, no, it was tough, with moving him over there. But he's done a great job for us so far.
What do you know about Grosse?
They're real tough. They're 7-1. I know they're Huron League champs. They got a running back that's really good, number 25, and they got a pretty decent quarterback. They're very disciplined, and they're just a tough, hard-nosed football team.
For your seniors, their final game, it's senior night here. I mean, that's got to be worth something.
Yeah, I'm going to probably, I'm an emotional guy, and, in the past when the seniors, I would kind of shed a tear or two, and I know tonight's not going to change. It's going to be a rough night for me. I got to say goodbye to some fantastic guys, and then, think about next year, right? I mean, we got to move on, but it's hard. It is hard to say goodbye to these guys, so it's going to be real hard, especially my first year.
All right, well, congratulations on your first year under your belt, and good luck tonight.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks.
All right, it'll be the Garden City Cougars and the Grosse Red Devils. You're watching Omni-Edition Sports. This is GITV and GCTV.
Garden City Civic Arena is located at Garden City Park at the corner of Cherry Hill and Merriman. The Civic Arena offers programs for people of all ages and abilities. Kids and adults can learn to skate or play hockey through programs offered by the Garden City Figure Skating Club and Garden City Hockey Association. Glow skating on Saturday night is a great way to spend a fun evening with family and friends. The arena offers a wide assortment of skate rental, and the snack bar is available during all hours of operation and has all your favorites. The arena is home to the Garden City Men's Over 30 Hockey Association and also runs a Sunday men's league for adults 19 and up. The Garden City Figure Skating Club offers private lessons for boys and girls of all ages. Drop-in hockey, sticks and pucks, and open skating are offered weekly at the arena. The rink has a party room available for birthdays and special meetings. Call 734-793-1882 to book the room. For more information, visit gcicearena.com.
Welcome back to Garden City High School, where tonight the Red Devils from Grosse have invaded the campus of Garden City High School. The Red Devils come in here with a 7-1 record from the Huron League, and the Garden City team comes in with a 2-6 record. I'm Ted Fournier along with Phil Henry. And Phil, you and I have been doing announcing for like 20, 25 years, and we dreamt that someday these two teams, which we've been covering for years, were going to meet each other, and it's happening tonight.
Absolutely. Somebody got the message. It just took about 20 years to put these two teams together. You know, this is a time when a road game feels like a home game, but yet we're on the the home team's side. You know, we're familiar with both of these teams over the past few years, Ted. This is going to be exciting. It is senior night here tonight for the Cougars, so we had a big introduction before the kickoff tonight, and they've got a tough opponent on their hands. This Devil team is really tough this year. They've only had the one loss to Milan. They pretty much cruised through the rest of the Huron League down there and beat some tough teams down there. So this is going to be an exciting game tonight. A different brand of football than what Garden City's used to seeing.
Well, it's going to be wide open offense. Grosse scores 40 points a night. This is week number 9 in the high school season. Garden City is playing for pride. They're 2-6. They want to make this a statement game. This is a very good Grosse team. They are in first place, tied with Milan downriver in the Huron League, and they are going to play next week in the playoffs. They don't know who yet, but we're ready to go, Phil. And the voice of both teams, take it away, Phil.
All right, Alex Sherlock kicks it, and this is going to go out of bounds, and we're going to have the first penalty of the night, Ted. So first and 10 from the 35-yard line is going to be the Grosse offense. Like you said, they're a high-scoring, prolific offense, Ted. They've run the spread for many years under Coach Bodner. Remember his first year, they went 0-9, and there were a lot of questions about John Bodner, but I'll tell you what, he stayed the course. He's a terrific football coach. He's got a great program.
Well, they weren't sure of him. They were going to put him on a barge and send him across the Trenton Channel back to the mainland, but he's been successful. He's taken this team to the playoffs a couple times, and here we go, Phil, with the first offensive play.
Yes, and Joshua Shepard is going to be the quarterback for the Red Devils, and the first play is a handoff and breaking big yards, and over and into just short of Garden City territory is number 25, and that's Andrew Volmerhausen. He does a lot of the heavy work for the Red Devils.
No huddle offense here as they're ready to go. They picked up 14 on the first offensive play. They're ready to go again. This is a fast-paced offense.
Well, you're going to see they're going to put a lot of pressure as Volmerhausen goes in motion, and this is Shepard, and he's back to throw. The first pass of the game for the Devils is incomplete at the 50-yard line, so that'll bring up second down and 10 as they try to hit Volmerhausen out of the backfield, Ted.
Shepard back. He was injured for a couple of games. Moores took his place, but Shepard's back. He started the season as a senior, and he's back probably trying to get the rust off and getting ready for either Rouge or Milan next week.
There's a handoff to Volmerhausen. He tries to break it outside. He's into Cougar territory and down around the 47-yard line as it'll be bring up third down and about 5, Ted. They're into Cougar territory. And like, you know, Garden City's going to have to be used to this fast pace because it's not going to let up all night long for them, as that's the pace that John Bodner likes to run. It's almost like a full house backfield right there. Shepard rolling out, plenty of blocking, and he's got a receiver first down yardage. And dropped right there is number 8. That's Harrison Cowan on the outside, Ted, and that's going to be first down at the 35-yard line.
Nice pickup, and you saw that wasn't any just willy-nilly pass. He rifled that one. That was a line drive right to him.
Well, we've seen Justin Moores and called Justin Moores, and he is the backup quarterback. So this team has a luxury with 2 quarterbacks. Shepard, the starter right here. He hands off to Volmerhausen coming around the end, and he squares up his shoulders. Nice big tackle right there by, that is the number 6 for Logan McGraw. And Logan McGraw and Brad Russell, number 9, are deluxe hitters. And we see right here McGraw comes right there, great angle. He grabs Volmerhausen right around the midsection and drags him down.
No gain on that play. Second down.
Second down for the Red Devils. Another handoff to Volmerhausen. He powers his way up the front. You see, Volmerhausen is quite a load, Ted.
Well, he got that ball. He's heading. That play was designed to go to the left side, but he cut back against the grain, and he actually reversed his field right inside the tackles, and he picked up good yardage.
Well, they're going to use Volmerhausen to do a lot of the heavy lifting tonight, if you will. But there's some talented receivers in the two wides on each side. And there's one behind the first wide receiver. That's Moscow. Moscow has carried the second most times for Grosse tonight, or this season. And then we just saw the pass right there. As it's incomplete, brings up a fourth down and a long 4 at the 30-yard line.
That pass was behind him. If he hit him on stride, he'd still be running. But he had to turn around and try to catch that one on his backside. As you see, everybody on the team, instead of huddling, look at their wristbands. I've actually seen that in softball now. They call pitches on their.
This is handed off to Volmerhausen. He's going to try and get on the outside, and he dives as he got hit initially and dove. And enough looks like for the first down. The spot from here, Ted, looks like it's going to be a first down at about the 25-yard line. The chains are moving, so a big 4th and 4 right there. And Volmerhausen got hit by the Garden City defender and lunged forward. And first down. We're in the opening drive of the first quarter of action. I'm Phil Henry along with Ted Fournier, and this is an exciting game tonight. Don't go anywhere. This is one of the better teams in the state, Grosse, and they're on the muscle right now against Garden City. Another run to Volmerhausen. This is up the middle, and he powers his way and is driven back just before first down yardage. Is going to spot him about a yard short, Ted.
Once again, that play was designed to go off the tackle on the right side, and he saw that the good blocks, the whole line had sealed the wall, and he cuts back in behind him. They're ready to go again.
This one's over Shepard's head, and he's just going to have to fall on it, and that's going to be a loss of a good 6 yards. And that'll bring up second down and about 11 right there.
Shepard walked over to his center and said, hey, I'm not that tall. But hey, good decision right here, Phil. He didn't try to do anything. He didn't try to make the ESPN highlights. He just fell on it and said, we got another chance to go again.
Shepard now going for it all in the end zone. There's going to be a battle, and there's a flag on the play. The ball is
offensive interference. I think the receiver pushed off. Watch if we see a replay. The little hands to the back here, and I think that's going to be offensive interference.
Ball's in the air right there, and number 9 reels it in.
Offensive pass interference.
Just before our shot there was a little 2 hands to the back on the defense, and he pushed him off a little, and that was the offensive interference. So that's why this is coming back. Subtle, but it was there.
Subtle, but there as they went for it all. That was the 2 quarterbacks we just talked about. That's Shepard, the actual quarterback, taking the snaps, and Justin Moore is the backup quarterback playing wide receiver. But this one comes back, and it's third down and a lot. This ball's going the opposite way. Volmerhausen with it, picks up a couple of blocks, and then, oh, what a great tackle right there by McGraw. Logan McGraw, that is one tough kid back there, or as Donald Trump would say, one tough hombre.
Oh. What a great design on this play. Everything's there. You got your 2 receivers on the outside, and he actually cuts across the middle here.
Right,
and without that tackle, he still might be running.
Absolutely. He had a full steam ahead of him and blockers out in front of him. A great play by Logan McGraw. This brings up 4th down and 3. Continuing to go no huddle, shotgun formation for Grosse. They're on the opening drive. Another big handoff to Volmerhausen in there, and I don't think he's going to make it. Garden City comes up big on the 4th down play, Ted, and I think they've stopped them.
That is a big stop here on a tremendous offense, aided with a penalty. But a good tackle, and it's going to be
turned over on downs.
Garden City's well, so we're going to see Garden City's offense. You might want to talk about the Garden City quarterback here. He is a replacement for Kyle Becker, who got tackled here about in the third game and broke a hip and a couple other things, and he is still recovering. So this is a replacement quarterback. This is not the quarterback Garden City came into the season with.
Ahmad Raymond, he's a junior. He's 5'7", 145 pounds. And Ahmad Raymond is a really tough quarterback. He calls his own number a lot, and he's got a nice throwing arm. As this Cougar first play goes right up the middle, they're going to try to pound the football against Grosse, and that right there was number 28.
No, that was 88. Mason Jennings that went in there.
Mason, okay.
Yeah, little handoff. You got a 88 in the backfield.
88 in the backfield. Mason Jennings did a lot of heavy work. We did the homecoming game against Belleville, Ted, and there's the quarterback Raymond calling his own number, and he scoots ahead powers ahead for about a gain of 4. It's going to bring up third down, and I would say about 3 yards to go.
Little number 7 following the block of Austin, John, who did I admit? Briscoe, number 55, picking up good yardage. Looks like Trevor Coleman is the center.
Big third down play, and this one's going to be handed off to McGraw, and he got blasted down. Right there was a big play. The block was there, but the Grosse defender fought off the block, and then
that was Volmerhausen.
Volmerhausen, number 25. So we saw him at running back position. Then on defense, fought off a block as Logan McGraw came from the slot position on an end around, and they drove him down. So bringing up a big 4th down and 3, and it will be kicked away. This is Cameron Walter.
Cameron Walter is going to kick this ball about 40-45 yards from where he touches the ball. Watched him in warm-ups, and he was so consistent. High punts, and they were all 40-45 yards.
Well, he's a wide receiver, and he's a nice big target. He's got really soft hands, Ted. He's a terrific football player.
Standing at the 11 there.
And deep for Grosse is number 2, and this one is a spinning kick. Not much chance for a return, and it comes to rest at about the 37-yard line. So taking over again with the second set of downs is going to be Grosse as they drive stalled out on the 4th and 3. A big defensive play by the Cougars stopped them at about the 22-yard line. So this is going to be their second attempt at trying to get in the end zone.
Just want to repeat that this is week 9, the last the regular season. You got to win 6. There's Kyle Becker. There's a nice article in the paper a couple of weeks ago where Jake Butt from the Michigan Wolverines stopped and visited him at U of M Hospital.
Obviously making progress on homecoming of a couple of weeks ago, Ted. He was here in a wheelchair as the Volmerhausen tries to find the center of the lines like he did the first time they had the ball, and the Cougars have made a defensive adjustment and stopped that first one for a no gain. Yeah, it's going to go down as a no gain, so that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Jack McGrath on the carry that time, number 15.
Grosse has a lot of weapons, and this is going to be fake handoff to Volmerhausen. They set that one up in the first drive, and this time Joshua Shepard pulled it out of the midsection and took it himself and moves ahead. Not quite the first down, but it's going to bring up 3rd down and 1.
I think Volmerhausen's getting a rest here. Number 15 has been in the backfield there.
Well, right now Volmerhausen is to the left of Shepard. Shepard going all the way at quarterback. This is Volmerhausen. He powers his way forward. 3 Cougars bring him down inside of Cougar territory. First down.
One heck of a tough runner. You notice most of his carries, I don't think he's got, maybe once he's gotten outside of the tackles, but right now he's doing most of his damage cutting inside of the tackles. Now we have 2 receivers, and look at this formation. You got shadow receivers split out here.
Yeah, stacked wide receivers at the top and the bottom right now. And Shepard, actually, this is going to be a lateral, picked up and trying to get back to the line of scrimmage out there is, I believe, Volmerhausen.
Yes.
Heavy dosages. Andrew Volmerhausen, number 25 in the first quarter of action for Grosse. No score in the game. The Cougars now, what they have to adjust defensively, Ted, is this spread offense and the quick pace that Grosse brings here, the no huddle.
Jacob Reeves is in the game, number 3.
Straight up the middle, power football by the Cougars, or excuse me, by the Red Devils, as Volmerhausen gets to the line of scrimmage, maybe falls forward for a yard gain.
This has got to be weird for you because you're the voice of both teams.
It really is, you know, but we expect an exciting football game, and so far it's been a quick-paced game. As Shepard goes back, he takes a hit as he throws this one and reels it in. A terrific post-pattern catch. Looks like number 7, Luke Harwood, or number 9, actually. That's Justin Moores.
Justin Moores is a 4-year basketball player for the
There's
Cougars.
Shepard right there. He's got a little wobble on that ball, and right there, just snatched it right out of the air to Justin Moores. Took a delivered big hit by McGraw back there. McGraw is going to lay the lumber to anybody and everybody that comes back there. He's a terrific player for the Cougars. Volmerhausen takes it, and he stumbles up the middle. The gain of about 4 or 5 on first down. It's going to bring up second down, the ball at the 15-yard line. Grosse on the move.
Shepard has a real nice touch on the ball. He's been very accurate, except for one pass that he threw behind. But nice touch.
And this is the stacked wide receiver offense. This time it's going to be a quarterback option, and big hit on Shepard as he really got the lumber laid to him and got a pitch at the last minute to Volmerhausen. Big hit by the Cougars.
That big hit took the timing of that play out, and Volmerhausen had to stop to catch that. You know, that took the timing out. He couldn't lead Volmerhausen with the pitch, and that broke up the play. But that was a big hit on Shepard that caused that.
Brings up 3rd down and 4. The ball's at about the 10-yard line. Shotgun formation for Shepard. Once again, they're going to run this option play to the other side, and the ball's pitched back, and it's down on the ground. It's still on the ground. Nobody's picked it up. Now a Cougar has it, and he's going the other way, Ted, and he is all by himself at the 20. He's at the 10. He's at the goal line, in for the touchdown. A big, huge defensive play by the Cougars.
Joseph Kelly,
very alertly picked that up.
Wrong. Tyreek Upshaw, number 4.
Tyreek Upshaw, and we're going to get an opportunity to see this right there. Volmerhausen couldn't reel it in, and then there was a scramble for the ball, and look how far it came out of that scramble, and right there's Upshaw, and he had a head of steam going. The ball just literally came right up to him. Look at, he's got a convoy, and he scoots right on in. No dropping the ball early like we've seen sometimes. He goes over that goal line, and the Cougars are on the board 6-0, and Alex Sherlock, the fantastic kicker, is trying to add the extra point and put the Cougars up here in the first quarter of action.
Now remember, Alex has told you can tell everybody how tall she is, but you can't give her weight.
No, we never do that. Sidewinding kicker, Sherlock. And they're going to go for 2 right here, Ted. There's a fake play, and they're going to get it in for the 2-point conversion. Is coming up as number 10. That's Castonier, and he came from a set position right there. That was definitely a called play right there, Ted.
Well, we mentioned at the beginning of the game, Garden City is playing for pride. They know how good Grosse is, and we're going to see the touchdown again. And not only did he have a head of steam, he had a convoy ahead of blocking for him. He was in there as Tyreek Upshaw picked that one up and ran about 65 yards after he picked it up. but Garden City is playing for pride. They lead 8-0, and Grosse Ile has to be stunned. Now, this game is important for Grosse Ile. They're 7-1 as we see the 2-point conversion, and there you see Castogne. He's got one man to beat, and that's Morris. Morris was in the end zone and could not stop him. So it's 8-0, but this game is important to Grosse Ile because you get playoff points. And the more points you got, the better chance at an 8-1 record of having a home game other than 7-2 you being on the road.
Well, you're absolutely right, Ted, and so they are playing for something. And what happened on that play that they picked up and ran back some 60 yards was we saw the play earlier where it was a quarterback option, and the quarterback really took a big hit. He called right back with the option but went to the right side, and this time it was a bad pitch. Volmerhausen, once he was on the ground, there was nobody back there for Grosse Ile, and the defenders did a fabulous job in the big scrum for the ball. The ball kicked out another 5 yards, and there's Tyreek Upshaw, the beneficiary of that, and took it all the way to the house.
The hardest play to make for a quarterback is that pitch, and Shepard has been off a couple weeks, and little Rusty is
Sherlock
hits it short, and we got a head of steam going the other way.
This is McGrath, and McGrath is into Cougar territory as a nice end-over-end kick right there. He caught it on the fly, and that there's a lot of athletes on Grosse Ile, and they come at you from different directions.
Did you see who was on the tackle here? Watch this tackle here.
Right there, he is rolling, and here comes
Alex Sherlock.
Right there, Alex Sherlock, sized him right up, saw him churning those legs, and just got right in front of him. Great job by Alex Sherlock.
Wait till they watch the game tape tomorrow. You got tackled by a girl. You got to give her player of the game right now.
This one's handed off to number 3 in there. That's Jacob Reeves. And Reeves coming hard the other way, and he falls forward for about 5-yard gain to the 39-yard line.
Tough yardage, running tough. Well, this game's been exciting already, Phil. We've been waiting for this one.
Absolutely. The Cougars really showed themselves really well against a great Belleville team here on homecoming night, Ted. So this is another big opponent. They seem to rise up to their opponents as they have a 8-0 lead. And there's a big gang tackle by the Cougar defense, led down there by number 30, Mike Martin.
Number 10, Castogne was also in there. Ian's made a couple nice tackles so far tonight.
You see right there, number 9, Brad Russell in your vote. He is a big hitter, deluxe hitter, him along with Logan McGraw. No huddle offense continues for Grosse Ile. The final 40 seconds ticking off in the first quarter. 8-0 Cougars on top. Volmerhausen starts outside, cuts back inside, and he's met by a whole host of linemen. And that's just a game of adjustments, Ted. And I see that this year with the new coach, I'm very impressed with what the Cougars are able to do coaching-wise. They make great adjustments on the fly. They literally shut down a tremendous Belleville team, and they're making a good accounting of themselves against this high-powered Grosse Ile Red Devils.
They have this is a great series so far for them. Grosse Ile drove the first time they stopped him. The second, a turnover.
Gonna get this one. No, they're not. As there you can tell the team is not watching the scoreboard as the pistol fires off to end the first quarter of action. It'll be Grosse Ile's ball moving down to the other side of the field. They'll be taking over at the 36-yard line, 4th down and 1.
8-0. Well, exciting. Who would have thunk it?
And of course, that brings up the sports venue. Anytime it's 8-0, it's a sports venue scoreboard, and they're the official food service provider for GCTV and Omni Edition Sports. Ted, I bet you didn't know that.
And they're located right across the street over here on the corner of Middlebelt and Maplewood.
And they've been serving Garden City for 10 years.
The best part about them, though, Phil, they are huge. I mean, gigantic, enormous, large outstanding supporter of Garden City High School fundraisers.
And one example of that is they're going to be providing hot chocolate before, during, and after the great Santaland Parade on November 26th this year, starting at 10 a.m.
And you can dine in, you can carry it out today, tomorrow, the next day. And when you go there, tell them you heard Phil Henry talk about the sports venue on GCTV.
That's right. When you go there, you tell them that you heard it from me from GCTV. And get yourself down to the sports venue right across the street. So the first down is picked up by the hard-driving Red Devils. So the ball's now at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Going all the way with the no-huddle offense and Joshua Shepard at quarterback. Cougars are on the board 8-0. They ran back a 60-yard fumble recovery. Tyreek Upshaw, and there's Volmerhausen powering ahead for a couple of yards. The spread offense right now, I think the Cougars are starting to adjust to it, Ted.
Well, two things happen here is that this quick offense, no-huddle offense, keeps defensive adjustments down to a minimum. So you wear down the defense. So this is not only designed to get yardage now, it also makes fourth quarter yardage easier.
Here's Volmerhausen again getting outside. This time he scampers maybe about a 2 or 3 yard gain, and the clock will stop as he gets out of bounds. That looked like maybe too many players in one area right there for Grosse.
Well, the whole everybody that lives north of Parkway was running and blocking over there on Grosse.
So bringing up 3rd down and 5. The ball resting at the 32-yard line. Joshua Shepard now rolling to his right, looking downfield. He's got a receiver open, and that's Moores again, and he's nailed it right after he catches it. But at the 19-yard line, 1st down and 10.
I'm impressed by the different balls that Shepard could throw. That one was another one of those line drives, which it needs to be because it's coming across about half the field to get there, and he hit him right in the hands, and a very good play. If Garden City continues to stop the ground game, Grosse might have to go to the air a lot more.
Well, that was finding the spot in the zone defense just where the 1st down marker was, and this is a fake to Volmerhausen. Shepard going to the end zone. He's got Moores out.
Well, he hit Moores in the softball diamond here behind the field, but he wanted to go to the left side. He had 2 receivers to the split out to the away side of this field, and he took a long look over there. They were both covered well, so he went the other way, and he might have just thrown that one away because I think everybody was covered.
Well, that's right. And Moores actually came up short. He stopped his route, and there's a penalty that we didn't see right there, Ted, because we were recounting the play. It was actually number 2, Joshua Moskal, that he overthrew. Moores stopped at the 10-yard line, so he was the short man on that, and Shepard went for it all. But a penalty now will give them 1st and 10 at and the ball's going to settle in at the 9-yard line now.
1st and goal.
So 1st down and goal for the Devils. They're trailing 8-0. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Here's Volmerhausen. He shuttles in there, gets about the 5-yard line, and well, he's still no whistle yet, Ted. That was a gang of tackling going on there. I don't think Volmerhausen could go down because so many people had a hand on him.
Well, he kept his feet moving. They really didn't stop him. He ran into the scrum, and the scrum just kept moving, and Volmerhausen kept his feet moving, as they teach you, and he's a load to bring down.
2nd down and goal, ball at the 4-yard line. Shepard in the shotgun formation for Grosse, and he hands this one off to Moskal coming the other way, and he is strung out. Nice job staying home by the Cougar defense. That looked like it was number 1 out there. Cameron Walter did a great job to pull him down.
Walter stayed home and did an excellent job and made a nice tackle.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 from the 6-yard line for the Red Devils.
There's a good look at Moskal. As everybody, they all have wristbands on. The plays there, they just see a signal from the sideline and read their wristband.
Shepard rolls to his right. Now he's finding a receiver. He gets it in the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown. A nice job by McGraw. Excuse me, that's number 16 down there on coverage. That was Dylan White. He was right on top of the receiver, but that was a case where it was like a 5'9" defender and a 6'2" receiver. You'll see it right here. He throws it over the defender right there.
Now that wasn't a spiral, but I liked everything else Shepard did. Shepard kept the ball right where he needs to hold it, and it was a quick, short touch. It wasn't a spiral, but Morris caught it. They're going for 2 here.
Yeah, this is Moore's now, and he's going to get the ball.
The flag blocked it, but did he catch that?
Well, he bobbled it, Ted. He actually reeled it in, but he bobbled it, and the official made the call that he was bobbling it while he was in bounds. So Moores, who caught the touchdown pass, the 6-yard touchdown pass, was in kick formation and actually tried to show his quarterback wears off there.
Harwood was there. Harwood wound up with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, and he was bobbling it. He was in the end zone. He was bobbling it. There was official right on top of the action. So a good call by the official. However, it's going to be 6 points on the board here in the second quarter. So it's an 8-6 ball game right now. And the Cougars are going to kick off. Now here we are in the second quarter, and Garden City's really only had one offensive series.
Well, they scored on that 65-yard fumble recovery. What do they call that? A fumble 6, or do they have? They come up?
Well, not a.
It's
yeah,
not a pick 6.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we start with the pick 6. That's already taken. So I guess this was a. Yeah, you got to come up with it, Ted. And I'll copyright it. We'll coin it right here. Kickoff by Sherlock, nice and, or excuse me, no, by the Grosse. You got my people twisted around here for a second, and boy, he runs into a wall at about the 33-yard line. That was Castonier, I'm pretty sure, number 10.
Yeah.
Castonier's number 11 actually looks like he might have had the ball.
Well, 10 got the ball. He still had it. So well, let's see how they had 3 plays and kicked.
3 plays and kicked, and then so you go the whole first quarter, and now 3 minutes gone into the second quarter, and this is Garden City's second time with the ball. Ahmad Raymond is the quarterback. Set number Mason Jennings, number 88, and this ball's handed off coming around the corner, and this is getting big yardage as Logan McGraw, and he's going to be into Grosse territory.
Logan McGraw, he took the ball and just turned on the jets, got to the corner, and there was no containment for the Red Devil defense, and the ball right now, the nose of it is resting right on the 50, and nice first play here for Garden City.
Absolutely, it was that Logan McGraw. You see him, he's right at the top of your screen. He's actually the farthest offensive player spread out on the top part of the screen. And he comes from that position a lot. They'll fake to him or hand off like they did the last time. This time a big power move up the middle. Mason Jennings, and he gets forward for about 5 yards right there. That's what you like when you're on offense, Ted. That first down, you want to get at least 5 yards. That sets up so many other things.
Michael Simone grabbed a hold of the shoe and just wouldn't let go, and he's credited with the tackle. Garden City running out of the old-fashioned veer. They got running backs on both corners, one fullback, quarterback underneath the center.
It's Castonier in motion, and this is handed off to Jennings, and Jennings is scrambled down there by 3 different Red Devil players.
Jennings got a quick burst, got a yard, and then he was surrounded.
That was number 56, Matthew Myers, and of course Holden Green, number 10, one of the big tackling machines for the Red Devils. Keep an eye on number 10. He really is always around the football. Veer offensive form for the Cougars. This time is handed off to McGraw. He's trying to get outside, and number 3 is going to bring him down, Jacob Reeves. And it'll bring up a big 4th down and about 3, Ted.
Dominic Trombley on the tackle, but that play was made by Wolmerhausen as he had outside containment and just refused to let the ball carrier get beyond him. So he had to cut inside, and his teammate Dominic Trombley was there to put the back on the ground.
Veer formation behind the quarterback. There's a wide receiver down at the left side of the screen. And
well, they were just trying to draw him off side there.
So this is going to be an interesting timeout right here, Ted. They tried to get Grosse to jump off sides. That wasn't successful. They've set them up though with a series of left and right maneuvers, in their running game. So this is going to be an interesting play call for John Baker.
Baker in his first season with Garden City.
Jim Baker, I should say.
Not the gardener, the coach.
The former evangelist.
Yeah, Jim Baker, popular name.
Yes, it is. I've been very impressed with Jim Baker. This is my second game doing Cougar football this year, and they come in very well prepared, very well coached team. They've made some adjustments as the game goes on. In this particular game, we've seen adjusting to the spread offense and no huddle by Grosse. Now on the offensive side, you see there's 11 players in the box on the offensive side, and they're going with Raymond up the middle, and I don't think they got enough of a push, Ted.
Well,
the whistle just blew right there.
Just some friendly shoving going on. I've seen a lot of great sportsmanship so far this game. A lot of helping each other up, taps on the helmet, but a couple times
they're going to hold him. He needed 3 yards, Ted. The line push and the quick hitter. I like the call of that quick hitter right there. They tried to catch him off guard, and unfortunately he was only able to get 2 yards. It's going to be a stop and a turnover on downs, so Grosse will take over 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. It's an 8-6 ball game, but it's been very exciting.
Garden City has scored a defensive touchdown. Grosse has moved the ball, but they've shot themselves in the foot a couple of times, once with a penalty and once with a turnover.
Shepard hands off to Volmerhausen, head of steam. He gets into the secondary by the Cougar secondary before he's brought down by Brad Russell, I believe, on the tackle. The second down and roughly about 3 to go.
See, now what you saw on that play is what this offense is designed to do. You get hit at the line of scrimmage, then now you're going to start getting hit in the second layer of the defense. It wears them down.
All that did there was manage to center the ball at pretty much midfield. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 1.
Moscow with the carry, Joshua.
Moscow, one of the many weapons. There's several weapons for John Bodner's Red Devil team. Shepard, the quarterback, going all the way from the shotgun formation. This one's handed off to Volmerhausen, and he powers forward, and Justin Morris says he has enough for the 1st down, and it appears as though he does. As they on pile.
That offensive line for the Red Devils is doing a wonderful job. They hit their man, get up, line up again.
A little timeout here. Brad Russell comes over, and so Garden City's going to call a timeout. And I was going to make the point that we have a terrific crew led by Christian Gibbons, the director, and they're able to really pull up replays. But this offense, the no-huddle offense.
All right, this is where Garden City's season right there. They are 1-3 in the Western Wayne Athletic Blue Division, 2-4 on the season. That's a tough division when you got the Tractors and the Tigers at the head of their division. And then back there in Redford Union, the Panthers, I think, won the battle in the Redford Union the other day over Thurston. And
of course, a down year for Robichaud, but that's always a program right there that can be very tough. They got decimated. Their quarterback went over to River Rouge this year, and of course they're leading Division 4. I think they're the top team to beat in Division 4 with Jarius Grissom. We saw him last year with Robichaud. First and 10. This Shepard back to pass. He loses his footing, catches it, he throws it deep, and this ball is snared. There's going to be a penalty on there, but what a catch down there. These wide receivers have got some terrific hands. He snatched that one right out of midair. We're going to watch which way the penalty goes. They're bringing it back, though, Ted.
Well, I think it's not a spot penalty. If it's against Garden City, I think it's a 10-yard penalty,
right.
15-yard penalty.
There, what a catch.
Well,
he actually didn't catch it. The ball fell.
Yeah, that was Reeves.
Offensive pass interference on number 3.
So they called that on number 3.
Once again, I think what you're doing is
Reeves.
Reeves gets behind the defender. Little hand action.
Well, the officials, are right on top of the action right there. So that ball went incomplete. It looked like a catch from this angle here as he reached up and snared it with one hand, and it actually goes backwards 10 yards. So that's going to be first down and 25 from the 40-yard line for the Red Devils. This time Shepard goes a little bit to his right. He throws this one up in the air down to Moores, and it's going to be intercepted by Logan McGraw, and he's brought down immediately. Logan McGraw is one of those players, if you're starting a team, Ted, you'd love to find a spot for him on your team.
You know what? Shepard has a man open short, but he wants to get everything back here on this one play, and he actually underthrows it. And watch this here, see if there might be a little extracurricular here.
Well, it kind of looks like a face wash to me, right about, in there was a little extra.
Just a little, boys are being boys. But that pass, he had a receiver wide open, 10 yards shorter, but he went for everything and underthrew his receiver.
Second turnover today for Grosse, and this one's handed off to Castogne. He's trying to find action, and he cuts it up front, and he gets back about to the line of scrimmage. Tried to find action on the outside, did he, Castogne, and he cut it up right there. Normally with his quickness, he's able to get that burst, but the defender stayed home and brought him down. Second down and 10.
Sometimes when you get these games on week 9 where the numbers don't actually look like the game's going to be any good, you get one team thinking about a week from now, and Grosse is going to probably get a little chewing out at halftime and say, hey, you got to take these guys seriously. They got nothing to lose.
You're absolutely right, as Rahman goes back and he finds a receiver, and this is going to be intercepted, and it's coming back the other way as the Devils now picked it off at about the 45. Kelly down, and he's going to be brought down by the quarterback Raymond right at the 14-yard line. That time he had a nice look at the field, did Raymond, and he threw the ball. He's had a receiver doing a post pattern, but watch Kelly sneak right in and sit on this one.
This one's underthrown too.
Right there. I don't think he saw Kelly at all.
No.
Kelly right there was sitting in that spot, and all the way did Raymond have his eyes on the receiver cutting across the middle, and Kelly's just stuck right into his spot and picked that one off. And now Grosse's in business. 4:55 to go first half. They're trailing 8-6.
Well, Grosse, Garden City gambled and lost on that play. Shepard back there with his two backs.
Backs to the left, backs to the right. Shepard in the middle. He gets the ball and calls his own number right there as he fakes the handoff to Moscow going to the left. Pulled it in and tried to get some yardage himself. Instead, he stopped at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up second down and 10.
Jay Castogne is making the tackle there.
Those Castogne, I assume they're brothers. They're two tough players for Garden City. They do a great job.
Jay 17, Ian 10. Shepard reading his wristbands.
Two wide receivers out left, one wide receiver to the right, and then player in the slot. Fake to Volmerhausen. This time Joshua Shepard calls his own number, and he's going to skate into the end zone on a 14-yard run, Ted. Nice option play right there. Option read, option play by Shepard. He pulled it in at the right time and found running room to the right for a 14-yard touchdown scamper.
Shepard had no intent. Well, Shepard has no intention of giving this ball up here. he just sees a gaping hole. Everybody's following number 25, and he says, go ahead. I'm by myself.
Well, that's what happens right there when you just pound one player, you know, almost incessantly in the first half up to this point, and then you start faking to him on the play action as they're going for two, and this is a big power run, and Volmerhausen falls into the end zone on the 2-point conversion, and that's going to put them up 14-8 now with 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Big number 73, Dominic Trombley, leading the way. Helped her out, Michael Simone, number 54, one of the other linemen out there, but big number 73, he blasted one of the Cougars, and then he bent down, picked him up after the 2 points were made. So it's 14-8 here at 4:09 to go, and Grosse finally gets on top, and Garden City trying to gamble, trying for a pass play, and it was picked off by just lurking back there, I guess, the way Kelly was doing.
Absolutely. He was playing center field. He was playing the middle of the field, and he just kind of read Raymond's eyes the whole way as Raymond had his eyes locked on the receiver running a post pattern, and he just stepped right in front of the receiver, brought it back for about a 20-yard gain, and Grosse then takes it in for 14-yard touchdown. Squib kick. This is a weapon used in a lot of games where they squib that in there, Ted, and it's a live ball. It's almost like an aggressive onside kick.
You might as well, because, you know, if you're going to get the ball around the 35-yard line most of the times anyway, so squib it and you get a chance, if it's mishandled, to go down there and get it. You know, I've talked many times about there's a team in Arkansas that absolutely never kicks it deep. They onside, they have 10 different onside kicks, and the other thing they don't do is punt. No matter where they are on the field, they're going to take all 4 downs, and you see a lot more in the pros and a lot more college teams going on 4th down. You know, 4th and 2, you know, try it, you know.
Well, absolutely. You know, you put a lot of pressure back on the defense when you do it on a regular basis, because then you're not, you know, you're a little more relaxed with it as Raymond hands it off, and then Jennings has usually been the man in the middle, like we've seen earlier, number 88, and this is 88, Jennings pounding away. Now, Garden City right now, they're trailing 14-8, Ted, and it's going to be very important. They got good field position taken over right there at the 34-yard line. They can 3 minutes or 4 minutes and counting down here in the first half. It should be a nice ball control and get themselves into a scoring position.
Well, the other thing is this might be a good down to throw on, because they know you're going to throw on 3rd down.
2nd and 7, Raymond up under center. And then he hands it off to, this is usually Logan, and Logan makes a nice move right there. And now he's got some turning the corner, and he is going to be scooted out of bounds right there. Number 4, Joseph Kelly, takes him out of bounds, but it's going to be a first down for the Cougars at about the 46-yard line.
Well, if we see this replay here, watch the move. Number 1 comes across for the Red Devils, and Logan just puts a move on him and scoots around the end. But it was a I'm here, no, I'm gone kind of move.
Yeah, and then he has the extra gear that he can turn on, Ted, and take that corner like he just did right there. So inching forward, inching closer to Grosse territory are the Cougars. First half action. There's the handoff coming back the other way. Number 18, and he cuts it back upfield and falls into Cougar territory. That is David McDaniel.
Well, now you're at half court, and you're also looking at the clock. It's 2:49 and counting, so you got to add the little urgency out there as one of your motivations here. You would like to get, well, how nice would it be to get on here and go into the halftime with a lead?
Absolutely, and they have one timeout, Ted, so that's one thing that they have, is the clock is ticking, 2 minutes and 20 seconds and counting right now. Hands off once again, this time McDaniel again, and he finds running room to the outside, and he's going to look like he's going to get the first down. It's going to be close where they spot this one.
McDaniel is a sophomore, and he's up here on the varsity running hard.
Actually, they spotted him just about a football length shy of the first down, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 1. The clock now really is starting to really tick.
You got to get a little more urgency. They're taking 30 seconds in between plays here. This is the time where you really want to use the clock here, and they need to get in the end zone here before halftime.
Right, you got to really be calling 2 plays in a row at least. Right now, as Raymond's up under center, this time he's going to fake it to Jennings, going to call his own number. He gets outside, and he is leveled.
Number 8 for Grosse, Harrison Cowan came and laid the lumber on him.
Well, that was set up right there. Number 10, Holden Green, came across right there and kind of held him up just long enough for Cowan to really finish him off, but not before 1st down yardage.
Clock stops on the 1st down as they move the chains, and now they'll start it again.
Raymond now under center, and he's going to go back to pass. He finds someone out there, and he floats it out, and it's going to be caught, and right behind Moores, and Moores is going to bring him down at the 5-yard line. Moores got turned around out there, Ted, and sneaking in behind him, I believe, is Logan McGraw.
That's the watch this play. Watch him stop and set up the ball. The ball's the most important thing. He actually stops, adjusts, and then you see him cut inside of Moores and picks up another 6 or 8 yards. And I think he was going to try to dive over the line there. He had the ball out in front. There's the next play.
Well, I think another thing, too, is that there was a rollout to the left by Raymond, and then he threw back to his right there, and I think that caught Moores sleeping because he got turned around. Nice route run by Logan
There was no ready to
McGraw.
play
He stayed
whistle.
on that football,
The play
Ted,
will be
and he
replayed.
lasered it in, made a great catch.
Moores had a good coverage on him, but he stopped and cut inside of him and made a great catch. But he played the football. That's that new weapon that all the quarterbacks have, where you throw to the backside of the receiver, and the defender overruns him, and the receiver stops and cuts inside of him.
Well, we've got a confab here of officials. There's a flag on the field, and they're walking over the Garden City bench. And this would...
Reset the clock, please, to 1:01.
So someone caught that the clock had really skipped off a couple extra seconds, and at this point in the game, seconds are very critical. Ball is spotted at the 5-yard line where it's going to be 1st and goal.
They picked up the laundry there, so there's no penalty.
Well, maybe the official didn't like the fact that the Garden City Brain Trust was on the field. Yeah. And they were just trying to get the attention of the officials. That's the way we're going to call it here in the booth, as we don't have privy to anything else. Now Garden City's varying their offense. 3 wide receivers to the left. Raymond is in the shotgun formation. He looks to call his own number, pitches back to Castonier. Castonier is going to run it in from the 5-yard line for a touchdown. And that's going to tie this game up with an extra point coming to see if they can go into halftime with a lead, Ted.
What a nice drive by the Cougars, their best drive of the evening, and may have been one of their best of the season here in week number 9, as they score with less than a minute left in the clock in the first half to tie the game. And we got a barn burner here.
Well, you're absolutely right, and that was a great play as Sherlock gets it down, and it is
no good. It blocked, but so it's now 14-14 with 56 seconds on the clock, and Grosse is going to have to go on. Grosse is going to have to go the length of the field here for a.
I think this one, yeah, got kicked right in there. There's the player right there. You see the block, the player right in the middle of with his hands up. They haven't picked out a number yet. Blocked it. It was a low trajectory by Sherlock, and that's going to leave us with a tie score right now, but there's still 56 seconds to go. And this has been, thought about it at the onset, Ted. There's going to be an exciting game, and it sure has been. This Garden City Cougar team has been very impressive this year. They're not going to show it on the record, but you can tell there's a different coaching going on this year. As Jim Baker took over during the summer months, maybe didn't have a whole time to get a complement of his players and his program in place, but we can see a difference in this Garden City Cougar team calling the action.
We sure can, and what a wonderful half they've played here. They've got an offensive and a defensive touchdown. It's a tie game, so let's see if the defense can hold the Red Devils here in the last 56 seconds, as the Red Devils should have the ball around the 35 or 40-yard line after this kickoff. Remember, Alex saved a touchdown here the last time she kicked off.
She keeps it down the ground, just covered right up. Just Luke Harwood just took the ball. A little hard to be what I consider to be the aggressive onside kick. She just kept it right on the ground. Maybe trying to make it one of those too hot to handle kick returns right there, but Harwood reeled it right in. So 1st and 10 for the Grosse Red Devils at the 37-yard line.
Now the defense for the Cougars have forced a fumble or recovered a fumble and ran it in for a touchdown. They also intercepted a pass. They also stopped the Red Devils deep in their own territory on a 4th down play. So not a bad half. 3
wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And Joshua Shepard back. He looks to his left and he gets one out there, and it's caught. And a big hit by Logan McGraw right afterwards. It's going to be near the 1st down marker. It's going to stop the clock. Although the clock continues to run.
Well,
there it looks like. I thought he had gotten out of bounds over there. I was just about to say there are 3 timeouts.
Can you put 44 on the clock, please?
Yeah.
That was a dead ball out of bounds.
Yes, okay, so we're going to put some time back on. 44 seconds back on. Grosse has 3 timeouts remaining.
Big time hit on that play.
I believe that was Logan McGraw again.
Yeah.
Boy, that kid is just, once again, you find a spot. And there's a spot to Moores. Moores cuts back up in the middle, and then he gets down at about the 31-yard line. It's going to be a stoppage of it's going to be a timeout called by Grosse.
Garden City in a prevent defense, and Moores just finds a hole in it, and Shepard rifles that pass. They have been a first-class pitcher and catcher combination all game here.
Well, they sure have. They had the touchdown that Moores grabbed, but he was called for a push-off down there. And then there have been some other big plays that Moores has been involved with. He's got a 6-yard touchdown reception.
As we look at the cheerleaders, Grosse calls timeout here with half a minute to go, 34 seconds. They got the ball deep in Cougar territory.
Well, this is once again one of the great entertainment dollars that you can invest in as a high school game, whether it be football or of any type, as the cheerleaders right there are doing their, I guess we're going to coin that the sports venue chili dance routine right there.
And you can tell that this is the coldest night of the season, and they're not used to being out here in the cold this year. We've had a wonderful football season. It's culminating starting next weekend with the playoffs. Grosse will be in them. Garden City will not. But you can't look ahead. This game has still got another half to go and 34 seconds here in the first half.
Shepard back in shotgun formation, and he gets the ball out, and this one is nearly intercepted. That one was staying up in the air too long and making a break on the ball. It looked like it was Cameron Walter, number 1.
No, I think it was 7. Was that Raymond?
Raymond. We're going to see right here. We can pick the number up right there. Raymond made a break on that ball, and boy,
if he had caught that, he'd still be running, but that is a dangerous pass to go to your right and throw it all the way back to your left. That ball's just in the air too long.
Yes, it was. Shepard again from shotgun formation. This time he's going down looking for Moores, and he had Moores out there, and Moores takes a little extra hit by Logan McGraw at the end. It was just off of his fingertips, going to bring up 3rd down and a big 10 yards to go from the 31-yard line.
One thing you got to say about Shepard, he can sit in the lawn chair back, and he has had so much time to set up and look. He's looking at his 1st and 2nd and 3rd option, and he has. We have an injury there. Number 57 is Trevor Coleman. He's a lineman, 270. He's a senior, and he's either getting a pedicure or he turned his ankle.
Well, yep, they're going to need him in the second half, you know, and there's a fake to Volmerhausen, and then it's going to go back to Volmerhausen. He's got a big bunch of middle of the field. He's got some running room down to the 20-yard line, 13 seconds, and it's going to be a timeout. And I don't know if he got enough for the 1st down or not down there. Yes, he did, Ted. So that was a untold story of that one. He did get enough for the 1st down.
Well, it was a nice concept play, a nice call there. Is that's the most pressure that Shepard's had, but there was a design play, and instead of picking up the blitzing or the linebacker coming in, they let him come in and they just tossed it over his head and picked up the 1st down.
Well, we've seen many times Shepard rolling to his right or just slightly drifting to his right and then having the confidence to throw back to his left, and that was another play right there where they did that.
What you're seeing, though, is this offense by the Red Devils playing with the confidence they know they've had. They've had a very successful season playing some, in their league they play Class A, Class B, and Class C teams, so they don't shy away from anybody.
They've got 1 timeout left, 13 seconds on the clock. This time Shepard goes to his left and he finds a ball in the end zone.
There's
going to be
offensive, that's an offensive,
oh,
they're going to call it defensive that time, but you see there was a little shoving going on in the end zone, and there is 6 seconds, 5.9 left on the clock.
That's Jack McGrath back there doing the clapping. It looks like they might be calling it on Rahman right there.
Well, I'd like to see that again because number 15 did a little shoving in there in the end zone.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of hand action going on into that corner of the end zone, Ted. We saw it from here, but we're not right on top of the action like the officials are. So what we're going to have is 5.9 seconds to go, 1st half action.
Holding.
And
Number
here
4.
is a decent
10-yard
look at it as we
penalty.
see him right in the face as
First
he
down.
launches this one in the end zone. And right there's the hand battle. And
Timeout.
boy, I'll tell you
Blue.
what, it's hard to say down in there. We've got some great camera work. But McGrath seemed to think that he was interfered with.
Well, behind the play, number 4 for Garden City was Tariq Upshaw was covering somebody, and I think the sheriff pointed him out. And we were looking at the ball, and that between 7 and 15, but I think Upshaw got cited for illegal use of the hands in the end zone there. Holding, and there you see the clock, 5 points, a big stop here with 5-9, another play, and the ball is where, on the 10 or
on the 10-yard line.
So, Coach, are you going to throw it in the end zone, or maybe get 2 plays, or are you going to run it?
Well, you can definitely get 2 plays, and you're going to have to throw it, although you do have 1 timeout, and that's where, I haven't put a stopwatch on a play to see if you can do a running play in less than 5.9 seconds and then come up with the big T, in case you didn't get into the end zone. I got to believe that they're going to stack receivers to both sides was what they're doing.
Well, they're in the same formation they were in when Shepard ran the ball into the end zone from about the same spot.
And Shepard now, and he's going to go to the right. He lofts it up in the air. There's going to be a battle for it, and coming down with it is going to be for a touchdown. And that's number 9, Justin Moores, as he just threw it up there. And you said it right earlier, Ted, pitch and catch.
Moores, if you can tell on your screen here, we don't have his stats, but if I'm not mistaken, Moores has been the starting center on the basketball team for the last 3 years.
Well, right there, that's just taller than everybody over there. He's got to go about 6'3". You look at the size of him, and he's taller. He's bigger than all 3 of those guys put together over there.
You tell Shepard, throw it high, because that's where That's where his strength is. Throw it high.
So that's 20 with .02 to go on the clock. This is going to be a kick, and it is
Moore's
right on.
No good.
No.
Well, there's 0.2 seconds left on the clock, so we're going to have a kickoff here. But there you see, what you just saw is Grosse and where they are as a football team. They had 56 seconds to go. They know they have, one of their strengths is Shepherd to Moores. There's the Harold Laws, and I always want to say memorial, but it's not that point yet. It's not a memorial. It's an honorarium cam for Harold Larson, who used to shoot from that position for many years. But Grosse, you just saw the confidence of a 7-1 team come down there, and they knew they had a shot. They knew what they had to do. They had 3 timeouts. They had a pass interference or a holding call in the end zone that helped them out. But that's what a 7-1 team is supposed to do at this time of the year.
Well, you're absolutely right. They came down with confidence. They had 3 timeouts. They used them. They did get a big interference call in the end zone that set them up 1st and 10, but then they went the opposite way and just got it up to Moores. Moores is just a huge target, and he's the way Shepherd lofts the ball to him, he just goes up in the air and snatches it right out of the sky.
And then he kicks off, too.
And this one is on the ground, and covering it right up is going to be number 10, I believe,
14,
14 does it? And that's Chase McGraw coming up.
That's right. He's
from the freshman team. Yeah, he's up here because he is the backup quarterback. Back up to, I call him Raymond. I've called him Ramen.
I think it's Raymond, isn't it?
Raymond, Ahmad Raymond, so I apologize for that.
So we still have 0.2 ticks left on the clock, so this will probably be the last play of the first half. But a great first half for both teams. Both teams, Grosse having a little wobbly, 2 turnovers, which you can't have if you're going to be into the playoffs. But a great passing combination. Garden City doing a great job stopping the running game. But the passing of Shepherd to Morris has been the big difference.
You're absolutely right. Don't go anywhere. Come back and see the second half of this football game. This is a great one, 20-14 at halftime. Grosse with the lead, and we will be seeing you very shortly with second half action.
I'm a dog person.
I'm a cat person.
I'd say we're dog people.
I'm a dog person.
I'm a penguin person.
Go Penguin people!
We're penguin people.
We're penguin people!
And not just because we dress like them.
I'm a penguin person.
Hey guys, are we penguin people?
Yeah, we're penguin people.
I would definitely administer CPR to a penguin.
But do penguins eat conies?
Requesting backup for more penguin people.
We love penguins!
The Polk Penguin Conservation Center, now open at the Detroit Zoo.
Garden City Civic Arena is located at Garden City Park at the corner of Cherry Hill and Merriman. The Civic Arena offers programs for people of all ages and abilities. Kids and adults can learn to skate or play hockey through programs offered by the Garden City Figure Skating Club and Garden City Hockey Association. Glow skating on Saturday night is a great way to spend a fun evening with family and friends. The arena offers a wide assortment of skate rental, and the snack bar is available during all hours of operation and has all your favorites. The arena is home to the Garden City Men's Over 30 Hockey Association and also runs a Sunday men's league for adults 19 and up. The Garden City Figure Skating Club offers private lessons for boys and girls of all ages. Drop-in hockey, sticks and pucks, and open skating are offered weekly at the arena. The rink has a party room available for birthdays and special meetings. Call 734-793-1882 to book the room. For more information, visit gcicearena.com.
Welcome back to Garden City High School, where your halftime score between Grosse Red Devils and the Garden City Cougars is 20-14. We had a pretty good, close, contested first half of football. Phil, we had an interception, we had a run back with a fumble recovery, a drop six, I don't know, a drop pickup six or something like that. But I want to welcome Phil, and I got a very special read they gave me. I don't know if I can get through this without crying, but that's Phil Henry. You see he's holding the cake, and here's the read they gave me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you from all of us to you. And they gave me that read, and I've been practicing it all day. So Phil Henry, he's turning 34, as you can tell, and it's his birthday tonight. And this is a very special night for Phil Henry and myself for a number of reasons. Phil Henry has been the last 15 years the voice of Red Devil sports on Grosse Ile, and when he's not doing Red Devil sports, he's the voice of the Garden City Cougars. So he's torn from stem to stern on this game because he's followed both of these teams. And also, this is also kind of a sad night because Phil Henry's moving on us. He's got a better offer from a warmer state, and he's heading south.
This is unbelievable. I've got to thank everybody, right? The great Reed and Christian Gibbons and Dan York and everybody. That was fantastic. You know, I'm a little very touched over that, and thank you for everybody. And just a great feeling. I just feel really fantastic right now. That was unbelievable.
I'm kind of verklempt myself.
We see number 57. He was Trevor Coleman. There was sitting down as Moores gets this one up in the air, and this one's pooched down, and it's picked up, and Castogne is going to be run out of bounds, and that's where Garden City's going to take over 1st and 10 at about the 42-yard line. Ted, that was a very exciting half of football. The first half, Grosse Ile actually came back and went ahead 20-14 with 56 seconds left on the clock. So they showed what they're made out of after the Cougars had tied it up at 14-14. Cougars took an 8-0 lead with what you called not the pick six, but the drop pickup six. Returned a fumble 60 yards to get on the board, and then 2-point conversion made it 8-0. Then coming back and making it 8-6 as Raymond catches right across the middle. This looks like Logan McGraw, and he's trying to cut back in, and he is brought down at the 29-yard line inside of Grosse Ile territory, and the Cougars come out with a big pass play on first down.
Logan McGraw, 6'10", 160 pounds, is one tough young man, and he's been having a great game today. He catches that pass, and he finds it. He tries to split the defenders. He knows he's going to get hit, covers up the ball, and falls forward, and Garden City comes out after falling behind and looks at Grosse Ile and says, oh yeah.
Absolutely. Big play right there. The first play in the second half, and it goes for a big gainer. And now this one's Raymond, and this one's going to be stopped. He handed off to Castogne as going to be a legal procedure called against the Cougars.
And one thing, we're talking about the new coaching staff here at Garden City, and one thing you got to say, a far, far better disciplined team we've seen tonight than we have seen in the past.
False start.
The penalties are just been cut way, way down.
Well, the future is very bright for Garden City football. Jim Baker seems to be the right man for the job. We detailed a little bit how he took over the program midsummer, so he really didn't have an opportunity to get all of his players in position, as Raymond now is going on the quarterback option, and he keeps it himself, and he is dragged down from behind, and it's going to be a horse collar out of bounds.
Number 54 reached over and grabbed him.
Simone over there, Michael Simone, as we're going to see, and right in there you see him as he grabbed him from behind. And I think once again, even if the official just kind of gets it out of the corner of his eye, you can just see how the player reacts when he's grabbed in that manner and really pulls his body down before his legs have an opportunity to get set up.
Personal foul.
Injury call.
Force call.
Injury play there.
Lot of knee, hip injuries can happen on that play, and that's going to help this Garden City team who have come out at halftime. They fell behind with 0.2 seconds left in the first half. They get the ball back to start the third quarter, and they're marching as this ball is going to be inside the 20, right on the 19 here, 1st and 10, and Grosse knocking on the door, and they can tie this up, go ahead with an extra point.
Well, in the veer formation, which has been very successful for Garden City, they've run a variety of plays from it, and we see Raymond, number 7, right there as he's going to go up under center now. One wide out to the top of the screen. That's usually Walter. This one's handoff to Mason Jennings, and Jennings is rumbled and stumbled and banged down at the 15-yard line. Nice gain on first down. That's going to bring up second down and about 4.
I can't tell you how important that play is. You keep running wide, run. You got to keep him honest. And Jennings goes to get the hard yardage. He gets stopped. He keeps his feet moving, spins to his left, and picks up and gets the ball inside the 15 or right on the 15 for a nice first down gain and make it 2nd down and 6.
There's number 70 coming out of the game for Grosse. That's Hunter McDaniel. He's going to be replaced in there. Raymond up under center, fakes to Jennings. He's back. He's in trouble right now. He's going to throw it into the end zone, and it is, wow, what a defensive play right down there. That looks like number 3 down there, I think, Ted.
Well, I'm going to tell you what that play was, and then this is going to go back. Watch this, and if this doesn't remind all the old-timers of Ellie Sherman to Y.A. Tittle to Ellie Sherman, the alley-oop in the end zone. Watch this. He just threw that ball up. It was a jump ball.
Yeah, he did, and what a great defensive play because the receiver was standing there waiting for it to come down. Nice throw on the run by Raymond, and he's a junior. He'll be back next year as an opportunity for quarterback. This time he rolls to his right, and he throws that one off, and it's caught down there. Looks like it's going to be a rule to catch at about the 2-yard line, and that's going to be a first down and goal to go for on the 3rd down and 5 play. There's Castogne coming.
What more important, Raymond is making great decisions. He also has multiple speeds. He can show you, give you a leg and take off, take it back and get open. He's got skills. He's got a lot of potential, and he's got great touch on the ball.
Well, and I love how the offensive coordinator is showing different looks as Mason Jennings is going to be powering his way into the end zone for a touchdown on a 4-yard run. And this is a seesaw football game here, Ted, as Jennings goes in.
One of the refs, the back judge, got nailed on that play, and he's down in the end zone. So we're going to have a timeout here. The back judge, I don't know what happened, but he's down on his back, and the trainers are out to look at him. It's 20-20 on that touchdown. A 2-yard run, 3-yard run,
4-yard run by Jennings. Just starting to say how Garden City's done such a great job. And so we're going to see if we have an opportunity to look at this right there. You see him going flying, and it looks like Jennings is the one who may have gotten him.
Either Jennings or 53 was leading the block. One of those two nailed him. But when you're in that position, you got to get out of the way, and I think he's going to be up and okay. But that's got to be surprising when you're the back judge and young 16. Oh, he looks like he's a little maybe a back, but he'll be okay. And he'll go home tonight and get the liniment out and some of Granny's rheumatism missing. There you see him running around.
He still dazed.
He might have a concussion protocol here.
for the official. You know, he took a big hit right there, and it might be best for, I don't know if they have an extra official where they can have him sit down for a little bit as Sherlock kicks this one up and through the uprights for an extra point.
That's Alex Sherlock, which her adding her credentials for player of the game here. After she made that tackle on the kickoff in the first quarter, I named her player of the game. That's her with the long hair.
Well, her first open field tackle on a kickoff return, she did a great job. It was a touchdown saving tackle way back in the first quarter of action after the fumble recovery and return for touchdown by Tyreek Upshaw of some 60 yards. That was the first score of this game. This has been a terrific football game, back and forth action. Garden City, we want to just keep talking about the difference in what we've seen here. You alluded to discipline, where you felt like the team was much more disciplined than what we've seen in the past. I like the creativity that they've shown on the offensive side, and then how the defense has adjusted to the no huddle and the spread offense that Grosse Ile has run for several years. So they're masters at it, Ted. And I got to tell you, this is a very impressive job by Garden City. The football program looks to be in great hands by Jim Baker moving forward. And this football game here at 21-20, if you are sitting home and didn't come out here and watch this football game, shame on you. It's a whole $5 to get in here. Great atmosphere, and not to mention a fantastic football game. 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and this one's going to be interesting as Sherlock gets it up in the air, and there's a collision of players. It's number 7, Luke Harwood, goes back, and then he collided with, I think, Volmerhausen.
And they ran into each other, but nice. You know what? Garden City is just giving it all. They are playing like a team that's going to be in the playoffs next week.
And Harwood gets up and says, did anybody get the number to that truck that I just ran into? And right there was a big-time collision that could have been disaster. Generally, that would go to Volmerhausen, but I think that ball was very deceptive in how it kept drifting back on Harwood. I think he thought he had it at first. Then he had to, like, play center field on it and went Willie Mays on us with his back to the on-rushing kick coverage team. But disaster is averted. First down and 10 at the 34-yard line. Shepard hands off to Volmerhausen, and he finds running room off the left side and powers his way for about a 5-yard gain.
I am really impressed by the way Garden City defense is tackling tonight. This is one of the better performances I've seen them in many years.
Well, this is a tough offense to play against. No huddle, spread offense, and this one is Volmerhausen again. This time he picks his way in a nice sure tackle there. That's Cameron Walter getting up. He laid a nice shoulder into the running back, and then of course that's Tyreek Upshaw, number 4. From the linebacker position. He's kind of playing a Peppers, you know, he's probably a Jabril Peppers position right there, where he's a smaller guy. You got him up on the line of scrimmage. He's playing linebacker, and he has an 60-yard fumble recovery that he returned for a touchdown to his credit tonight. So number 4 is a player to keep an eye on. This is handed off. Number 7, Luke Harwood, powers his way, and this is going to bring up 4th down and about 1 or 2 as he tried to get off to the right-hand side.
Upshaw again, exactly the same thing he did on 2 plays. He went low, grabbed him around the calves and wouldn't let go, wound up making tackles by holding the feet, and he's made 2 defensive plays in a row here. And let's see if Grosse Ile goes to the air here.
Check that. That was Moskal, number 2 on the carry for Grosse Ile, and they're going to hand it to Volmerhausen, and he powers his way up the off guard right there and in between the tackle on the left side, and he'll get the first down. And right there, you talked about a 7-1 Grosse Ile team. That was confidence. You're in your own territory. You're trailing by 1, and you went for it and didn't really show any stutter about doing it.
When you have Volmerhausen, who reminds me of Larry Zonka, I want to tell you, he's just a load.
And there he comes back again. This time he's going to break it back the other way. He's got first down yardage, and he's brought down at the 40-yard line by a shoestring tackle over there. Potential touchdown saving tackle, and it's probably number 6, Logan McGraw, on that as he gets up a little gimpy.
McGraw has had one whale of a game tonight. He has been hitting. He's made some offensive plays. He's just done a wonderful job tonight, both defensively and offensively.
Once again, if you're starting a team right there, you'd want that guy somewhere. You can find a position for him on either side of the football. He's a terrific player. Handoff once again to Volmerhausen. This is a steady diet of him. This time he's pushed back by that Garden City interior defense. Not before he gets about 2 yards.
Whole pack of Cougars.
There's me pretty soon leaving on a jet plane. I will be, Ted.
You probably would have been on that plane, but I think there's no seats left on that one, Phil. I tried to get you into baggage, but nice play by the whole pack of Cougars, the whole defensive line on that last play.
Joshua Shepard, the quarterback, going all the way, and he's rolling out looking for Moores down there, and he overthrows Justin Moores. That's been a great pitch and catch duo tonight. We've seen him on some big plays, but right down around the red zone, it's been a 6-yard touchdown pass by Moores caught, and then just before the end of the half, he caught a 10-yard touchdown pass. So that's the top combo right there for John Bodner's Red Devils. 21-20, Garden City with the lead. This has been a seesaw back and forth affair. Well played, crisply played, big plays on both sides. A terrific football game. Shepard this time going left, and he's got the ball brought down, and that's going to be near first down yardage, and that's going to be to number 3, Jacob Reeves.
Reeves is a sure-handed receiver. Caught 7, I think, against Airport earlier this season, and he's a little gimpy. He's trying to shake off a little stinger.
And he'll go back into a stacked position. 2 wide receivers stacked to the top of the screen. Joshua Shepard looking to Justin Moores at the bottom part of the screen. Running back behind him is Volmerhausen. He's given the ball from the I formation, if you will, and he is driven back once again. That was a 4th and 1, and I don't know if he got it, Ted. There's going to be a big scramble. It's going to be dependent. We have one official right on the 30-yard line looking like he's trying to mark it there.
Brad Orman was in on that tackle we haven't mentioned. 6 feet of 280 pounds of nasty on that defensive line. And that defensive line, they're playing 4 down linemen, 3 backers, and a lot of time in the spread offense. You got 3 linebackers, and you got a whole bunch of defensive backs in there. They're going to go for it. Or they got it.
They got it. Yep, it was marked first down, so now it's first down. This time rolling out, Shepard now steps up into the pocket.
And that's the first sack of the evening.
And he's really brought down right at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 30-yard line. I see number 70, Hunter McDaniel. He's coming out. He's a sophomore.
6'6", 260. Sophomore. He'll be here another 2 years.
Yeah, he's doing a yeoman's job in the center there, battling the big ones. And this one's fake to Volmerhausen, and then Shepard calls his own number, gets right up the middle, picks up some decent yardage, going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
Castonia is on the tackle. What a well-played game. And I can't tell you, after every play, if you're watching it, they're helping each other up. They're tapping each other on the helmet. Great sportsmanship going on here. A well-played game, and it's 21-20 here, deep in the 3rd quarter, and Garden City's winning this game right now.
Absolutely. This could go down to the last team with the football, as the chance to win it. Shepard going back. This time he goes back and throws to his right. Volmerhausen powers his way down to about the 22-yard line, and it's not going to be enough for a first down. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 1.
Castonia, Ian on the tackle. He broke one tackle, but Ian wouldn't let him get past. And let's see if they go to Volmerhausen here. He's been the go-to back on these short Shepherd number 17. You see he's back there. Volmerhausen's number 25. And this would be a big stop if big boost here if Grosse gets stopped by Garden City right here on 4th and 1.
Keep an eye on Moores at the low side of the screen. No, this is going to be handed off to Volmerhausen. As Volmerhausen really, if you watched him, he circled all the way around and then ended up on the right-hand side of Shepherd and almost had momentum as he was handed off the ball. But if we had that whole thing on replay, he started out at the left-hand shoulder of the quarterback and just kind of just rolled around just inconspicuously, and then the ball was handed off to him, and then we're going to have...
Is this one of those left foot, right foot marks?
This could very well be. You know, the chain gang may, it looks like we're going to call for a measurement on this one, Ted. A lot of times these officials have tremendous eyes and they'll just keep the chains moving forward or turn the ball over, but this is going to be one of the measurements as both teams are holding their breaths. Fan bases are holding their breaths and seeing if this is going to be a continuation of the drive or if it's going to go over on downs to Garden City. Ball is spotted right about the 20-yard line.
Well, Garden City has definitely come out here and playing some really good football here. And they're going to stretch the team out. And it was a first down by, half a football, quarter of a football? The nose of the football?
Yeah, I'm thinking the nose of the football because it just barely snuck over right there. So now the drive continues. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Garden City up 21-20. It's been a battle of extra points. We've had teams go for 2 and make it, and then go for 2 and miss, and then actual kicks. Alex Sherlock kicked the extra point, will have us up 21-20 here in the third quarter of action. 2 wide receivers spread to the left side of the quarterback. Justin Moores to the right at the bottom of the screen. Shepherd back. He throws it to the end zone, and this ball is batted around up in the air and almost intercepted by 2 different Cougars. Had
2 different. Number 7 got the ball. Imad Raymond. He's 5'7". He went up there and he had the inside position, and
McGraw was over there also calling double teaming right there. There he is, our man with the handheld. Of course, he doesn't look like he's holding anything right there.
Maybe he's on strike, I don't know.
Volmerhausen now powering his way forward, getting down to about the 12, 13-yard line.
Right up between the center there. Number 52 for Grosse is blocking all night. That's Colin Bammer, and that's a heck of a name for a lineman, but they've been running in between the tackles and doing a great job.
3rd down and 4. That's Ian Castogne coming out of the game. He came up limping after that tackle. He's a small, slightly built young man, and he's in the middle of all the big guys in the trenches, Ted. You got to admire him for that, but he paid the price for it.
I noticed the offensive line's a lot tighter for Grosse right here on this play.
Jacob Reeves in the backfield. Shepherd, and this is going to be
delay of game or timeout.
Delay of game. Wow, from a no huddle situation, Ted, you don't see that very often.
Well, it really doesn't save you a lot of time.
On the offense.
The thing a no huddle does is it keeps the defense from making substitutions because they're ready to go, and the defense can't make a lot of substitution. So your first down defense is there for 2nd and 3rd down, and you still have to look at the coach, get the play. Everybody's got to check their wristbands. Everybody's got to make sure they're on the same page. But it's basically designed to keep the defense from making changes.
Grosse coming in here 7-1 on the season. Garden City, I believe, at 2-5.
2-6.
2-6 on the season.
Yeah, this is week 9. And when we saw the standings here for the blue, the WAC, that you saw Redford Union at 3-3. Redford Union qualified for the playoffs last. They're going to be in the playoffs, so that's pretty good for Redford Union. But it's a tough division, especially with sports in it they had.
There's Shepard. He looks, he feints, he takes the diving stab down in the end zone for Moores, just out of his reach. And a nice job of faking right there. He did a little shoulder dip to the left, looked down the center of the field, but I think he had Moores in his sights the whole time. Right there, he throws a nice pass, and this one's going to go just out of his outstretched hands right there. He's a tough cover down there. It looks like number 6 McGraw's in the area. McGraw just always seems to be around that football. It's almost like he's in the huddle, or the no huddle, with the Grosse Ile players. And down the middle, this one's caught by Moores, coming down the middle, and he is going to be tackled, but it's going to be a first down, I believe.
Well, he fell across the line there, and then he tried to stretch it out. Moores is always going to challenge the authority down there. He's always going to try to stretch it out and get whatever he can, and he's still trying to make his case. He's telling the ref, hey, I fell across and I stretched out, and the ball was stretched before I hit my knee, and the referee's going to say, young man, I saw what I saw.
And they did. They didn't even measure it. They called for a first down right there. He actually caught the ball on the middle, just what you said, Ted. He caught the ball in the middle of the field. He was past the first down marker and tried to get more yardage, and actually stepped back and made it a lot closer than it should have been.
But he might be an attorney going on in his later career, because he was arguing his case there.
Shepard in the split, and he hands it off to Volmerhausen up the middle with a head of steam, and he's going to go cruising into the end zone for a 10-yard run. Andrew Volmerhausen now puts Grosse Ile back into the lead with a 10-yard touchdown run, the first score for Grosse Ile in the second half.
I don't know if I've see, Volmerhausen, when he's behind the quarterback, winds up getting the ball. If he's in front of the quarterback when they block, he winds up blocking. But he was behind the quarterback, got a little shove, and made his way through and put Grosse Ile back in the lead here.
And they're going for 2 right here. And there's another handoff to Volmerhausen, and he powers his way. And Garden City says, no way. Grosse Ile says, yeah, way. And he gets the 2-point conversion. Boy, that was a battle.
No good, they said. It's 26-21. They lost that argument.
Well, it went back and forth both ways right there. There was a big scramble. We see John Bodner in the shorts. He always wears shorts, Ted. I think it's the same pair. He's kind of like, they're khaki. So he's kind of like,
Rumor has it it's the same pair he got married in. So it's back and forth. You called it here so far. Last team with the ball might be the winning team here, and
this is a back and forth battle, and we've seen the biggest battle have been in extra points, Ted. Both teams have the same amount of touchdowns, and at this point Grosse Ile has one more touchdown, but those extra points and lack of extra points and going for 2 and making 2 and not making it have really been the story of this game. One of the storylines.
We've had 2 possessions in this quarter, and there's 3 minutes and 14 seconds left. Short kick, and Castogne falls on the ball. Garden City's going to be in business at the 45-yard line. They have a short field to go here on offense. The last time they had the ball, they had a very nice drive, winding up with a 4-yard touchdown. And this has been seesaw the last 4 possessions on the 2 by Garden City, 2 by Grosse Ile. All 4 ended in touchdowns.
Well, exactly. That was the big run by Logan McGraw started that out, and here he is again, and this time he cuts it in, and he has nailed that time before he got a good head of steam. Number 54, Michael Simone, derailed the McGraw train right there at about a 2-yard gain. It's been a very effective play for Grosse tonight, as we see on the replay at field level. Right there he goes, and then wow, he was leveled by Simone. Big hit on Logan McGraw.
Garden City working out of a huddle. This is their second possession here in the third quarter with under 3 minutes to go.
Ahmad Raymond, and this time he hands it off to Jennings, and Jennings has got running room off the tackle, and he's going to get a first down and into Grosse territory before he's finally reeled in at about the 47-yard line, Ted.
Jennings, nice. 5'11", 220, a senior with his best run of the night as he went off of the right tackle, between the right tackle and the guard, and picks up the first down.
Well, they just adjusted that play just a hair right there, Ted, to the right-hand side. Normally they've been running Jennings right straight up the middle. That time everybody moved a step or two to the right, and just was enough to get him a nice 9-yard gain.
Big Zach Stevens leading that play.
This is a veer formation right here, and the ball is...
It got loose, but it was recovered by 55.
Yep, and McGraw was the one that ended up with the ball, and he was brought down, but the fumble recovery is going to go a couple of yards forward, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 6.
Jacob Briscoe on the recovery.
Yeah, we see right there as the ball is on the ground, although it looked like he was down, but they're still going to spot the ball. It's going to be 2nd down and 8, so they're going to bring it back to where he was down. Veer formation, Raymond under center at quarterback. He's gone all the way, and he hands this one off on a quick hitter to Jennings that's Castonier trying to get some running room to the right side.
Ian picks up 2 or 3 yards, makes it a manageable 3rd and 4.
3rd down, 4 to go. This is inside of Red Devil territory at the 38-yard line.
Dan York said 5, but I want to just override him.
Yeah, that's a long 5. We're going to call it 4, and they're going to try with a quarterback sneak, and this one didn't fool anybody. So as the final seconds are ticking off here in the 3rd quarter of this highly entertaining football game, it's going to bring up a big 4th down, Ted.
Well, this is important. You want to keep your momentum. They've scored the last 2 times they had the ball. They'd like to pick up this first down. 2 reasons. You want to make a nice long drive, plus you want to keep the ball out of that high-powered Red Devil offense.
Well, you're absolutely right on both accounts right there, Ted, as the final seconds are ticking off. I'm not sure if they're going to get a playoff. They need to get a playoff. Both teams have their all their timeouts remaining in this game, as Raymond comes up under center from the veer formation. Wide receiver split to the right of the screen to the top, and this time Raymond's got the ball on a fake, and he catches Walter out there. Cameron Walter has been asleep all night. That's the first ball thrown to him, and it's going to be great for a first down. That's a terrific play right there. Fake up the middle, roll out to the right, and have the receiver right in front of you.
And that's one of those plays we're talking about I don't think we've seen in past years. That was a very, very strategic play. It was well called, well diagrammed, and Raymond ran it to perfection. And most of all, what a nice touch when he let go of the ball. He only needed a 5-yard pass. He didn't rifle in there. He made that pass really soft and easy to catch.
Well, we're seeing the game slowing down for Raymond. I thought he rushed the ball a couple of times in the homecoming game against Belleville, and here's a double reverse, and this is Logan McGraw with the ball, and he's finding some room, and ooh, is he brought down by a big tackle from behind by Volmerhausen. Oh, and he saw nothing but, as the quarter ends, he saw pay dirt, and he didn't see Volmerhausen at all. What a great play, and that's going to bring it into the 3rd quarter. And they showed that picture as we've got a player down, Ted, so we're going to showed that picture of me earlier, and as you saw, I was wearing that OETV shirt, that nice
Omni
hoodie.
Edition television.
That's right, the Omni Edition, and you know what? It came from Incorporate Graphics, because they're the official apparel provider of GCTV and Omni Edition Sports.
You know what? They're also located on Middle Belt, right across from the high school. I don't know if you knew that. They were right across from the high school on Middle Belt.
Well, by that virtue, they're probably owned by somebody who lives in Garden City.
I've been there. I've been there. You know what? And they have catalogs. You can go online, design your own product. There's a jacket that was in corporate graphics. You just go to incorporategraphics.com. That's incorporate with a K, com with a C.
Well, and if you can't go there, then you just pick up the phone and dial 734-261-4657. That's 734-261-4657, and get your order.
And once again, when you go in there, tell them you saw it on GCTV, and if you don't want to tell them that, sing it to them.
And if you can't do that, you just tell them Ted. Just say Ted, and that'll get you right in the front row of Incorporate Graphics. And here's Garden City as Raymond now is going back, and he's in trouble, and he finds his way out of the pocket and just sort of lofts one up there, Ted, as he avoided what could have been a disaster.
Joe Cap, Minnesota Vikings, little jump pass. I hope you're enjoying all my 1970s references.
Well, I don't know, Y.A. Tittle. I don't know what century that was in.
Yeah, it was 63.
Okay, he's bringing it forward, folks. He's up to 69 here somewhere. We might get a 2000 reference pretty soon.
Got some laundry on the ground here, too.
Well, but what that play was is it unfolded right there, and there were different levels of pass rush by the Red Devils, and that's where I said the game is slowed down for Raymond right there. Now, last time I saw him play a few weeks ago, he probably would have, just thrown the ball up there and maybe made a mistake, but that time he kept looking to make a play until he ran out of real estate over by the sideline.
They called that intentional grounding. He ran way outside of the tackles and just threw it outside. I don't know, that's a stretch to me. I
have to agree with you on that one, Ted, to call that as a intentional grounding. So that's a big play right there, big loss, but nonetheless it wasn't a turnover. So 11:52 here. Up under center is Raymond, and this time he's going to go back to pass, and he's looking down there and he gets it off, and it's caught. Not for a first down, but it's reeled in, and it's going to be close. It's going to be about 2 yards from a first down as the receiver, Logan McGraw, just ran a button hook pattern right in front of the defender. We've got a potential roughing the passer there. We saw that at the very tail end.
Do they add that to the catch, though?
Right here, you see Logan McGraw in front of the defender in a perfect position. Nice flick of the wrist by Raymond. What a bullet, and that was the only way that ball could have been completed.
This is some of the nicest football we've seen.
Roughing the passer. Completed pass, first down.
So they're going to add it to it, just what you just said, Ted. They're going to add to the play right there. It's going to be half the distance of the goal line, so that's going to be down first down. And they can get a first down here, Ted, with the ball at the 11-yard line. So 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line for the Cougars. They're on the march. They're trailing, and it looks like it's going to be whistles galore. Everyone's turning around. They're going to look and see what the stoppage of play is about.
All of a sudden, the refs have got involved in this game. We haven't seen them for the first 3 quarters.
And everything's set with them, and they're not going to tell us what happened, but they're going to go back. This time Raymond hands off. It looks like it's to Jennings, and he is going to be driven. Wow. Went forward 5 yards and was driven back 10.
You know, you can say pack of Cougars and flock of Eagles, but all hell broke loose here. The Devils got them.
Yeah, they put down their pitchforks, and boy, they really took him backwards right there. I don't think I've seen anybody driven back that far. So his forward progress is going to be 2 yards as we're looking in on the Grosse Eel faithful. They travel very well, Ted. They come up here from the island, and they probably don't know this is your hometown, but you invited them all over for dinner. And there is a ball that nearly was intercepted. And I like that throw, Ted. He threw it only to where the receiver could get it.
Outside, nice. And that's a tough throw that far across the diamond on the outside. It takes a guy with a real good arm and a lot of confidence to make that. You can't be afraid to make that throw.
You see it right there. He throws it to the spot where, and right there, the receiver, the defender barely, the Volmerhausen barely got a hand on it.
And he didn't really rifle that with his whole arm. He threw it pretty hard and with authority just by flicking his wrist.
And he had a defender in on him, and he's going to hand this one off coming back from the other way. This is Castonier. He's got some speed. He's trying to get outside, and he has barreled down.
He's going to be close to that first down. See where he might be just a little short. I tell you, Moores has done a lot of talking to the refs here in the last second half here at number 9.
So the ball now is going to be carefully where it's spotted. It looks like it's going to bring up 4th down and 1, Ted. They can get a first down. They're at the 3-yard line. 4th and 1, 10:47 remaining. It's 26 for Grosse, 21 for Garden City Cougars, and it's going to be a timeout Cougars to get things set up. And I think you've got some more information here.
This one has your name on it.
This one has my name all over it because this is 2016. It's been a heck of a year. It's Jingle Bells. It's November, and that means there's only one thing coming up. The 2016 Downtown Garden City Santa Lan Parade. Steps off of Garden City High School at 10 o'clock on November 26th. Head south on Middle Belt, and you can be there in person or you can watch it live on Garden City TV. There's still time to become a sponsor, or you can have an entry in the parade, or you can just go to santalanparade.com for complete information about what time, where it's going to be, and you can end up at the sports venue for some hot chocolate before or after 10 o'clock. I'm telling you, 10 o'clock it's going to take off right here on Middle Belt Road, November 26th. Be there.
Or be square.
Or, yes, or we're going to all be at your house watching the parade on GCTV, as it's now 4th and, and he's not going to make it. They're going to stop him. What a big stop that was.
I would have called Jennings off the tackle that's been successful, and Raymond had to go a long way, and he's hurt. We might see the backup quarterback in here. He's limping off here. He got nailed grabbing his hip.
No, he's saying, no way, I'm not coming out of this game. He's really feeling it. And we were too busy reading that read right there, so now we got great replay, and there he goes, and wow, he's hit high and hit low. Michael Simone was in there, number 3 coming into Jacob Reeves, and they stopped him short.
Well, Garden City now has got to make a defensive stop right here and get good field position. Let's see if Grosse is conservative or they come out flinging the ball here.
Standing in the end zone is Joshua Shepard, and he hands it off to Volmerhausen. Volmerhausen cuts back, and he is brought down just short of the 10-yard line. That was a big line mover right there as they're going back to the no-huddle offense like they have all night. Quarterback is in the shotgun formation. They're calling out the play.
Watch Volmerhausen. If he's behind the quarterback, he's getting the ball. If he's in front of the quarterback, he's not going to get it.
3 shoulder length right there, and this time it's handed off to Volmerhausen, and he starts off to his right, cuts back the other way. Big tackle in there, driving him backwards. 3 Cougars on top of him. We're looking to see if that's our guy. I think it is number 6, McGraw, was putting the finishing touches on. No, actually that was Upshaw, Tyreek Upshaw, who's had a fantastic night. 60-yard fumble recovery, return for a touchdown, and some big hits just like that one on defense. 3rd and 2.
Upshaw was the young man that scooped up that fumble and ran it 65 yards into the end zone, and he's made a whole lot of tackles.
This is a quick hitter right here to Volmerhausen, and he is not going to get the first down at all.
I'm telling you, Volmerhausen, well, I think that was number 2 who got the ball there.
Coming off, was that Moscow?
Moscow.
Well,
they gave credit to Volmerhausen. But when Volmerhausen lines up one step behind the quarterback, he gets the ball. It's a giveaway. If you watch the tape, opposing teams in the playoffs are going to notice that.
Well, this is the first time in punt formation for the Red Devils tonight. I believe Garden City's only punted once. Moores gets this one off, and it's going to take a bounce right into the hands of McGraw. McGraw back with a nice head of steam, and he makes it bad.
Oh my gosh, he split him!
Logan McGraw goes all the way for a punt return touchdown. Unbelievable play. I had to hold my breath on that one, Ted.
But he just found a hole, and at about the second level, he split two defenders, and he was gone. And what a turnaround. Watch this replay. Watch him catch the ball.
We're going to see the whole thing right here. There's a nice bounce, and then right there.
These two, beats this one, and right here. He split three people, and he was gone.
Three defenders, and then Moores overruns him right there as he makes a nice cutback, then cuts back the other way and takes that one all the way to the house. About 49-yard punt return by McGraw, and the extra point is up and in, folks.
Good.
28-26.
There's
right
Alex.
there. Logan McGraw on senior night is putting on one heck of a show right now, Ted. This young man has been on both offensive, defensive side. That was a tremendous punt return. We've seen him on big runs. This is one heck of a football game.
You know, you've been talking about a difference in the Cougar program this year. They only have 2 wins, but what we are seeing is what Coach Parker has brought to this team, pride. They're playing for pride. They have no other reward tonight other than ending their season on a high note, beating a playoff team, or possibly beating a playoff team. And we told you they only could have pride tonight, and that's what they're playing for.
Absolutely. Jim Baker has done a fantastic job with this team. It's not showing up on the record side of things, Ted, but this is a new Garden City team from what we've seen the past few years. And you're exactly right, playing for pride. We were here on the homecoming night and brought in a high-powered Belleville team, and they were held down. They only lost 19-7, did the Cougars, and they showed that pride that night. And now these guys are starting to come of age and starting to play great football.
We got to see that play again, because he split two Red Devils at the beginning, juked the third, and then split 3. And that kick only goes about 12 yards, and the Devils fall on it, so they're going to have a real short field here as they trail by 2, 28-26. And I don't have all the Red Devil games in front of me, but I think this might be the only second. Watch this. Here's a kick. He splits the first 2 right here. He splits 2, jukes the third, and splits 3, and he's gone. What a great play, and he's running with pride. You can see it right here, and now he's going to put the ball out, and you know what? That's the biggest difference in this team. Number 7, number 6, Upshaw, all of them playing with pride.
Well, you're exactly right, and they just played a tremendous game. This is a 7-1 Red Devil team that's going to be in the state playoffs. There's Volmerhausen powering off the right side into Cougar territory. Now with us, we're going to bring up 2nd down and 8, and this game has been seesaw back and forth, just everything you could ever imagine in a football game.
One of the things that we didn't talk enough about is that 3-down defensive stand that the Cougars put on down there to set up that punt. That was a great defensive stand.
Well, you're right, exactly right, Ted, because the very first play, I think Volmerhausen broke off and got 7 or 8 yards on the first play. So it was actually like 2 downs that they stopped them from getting the first down, forced the punt, and then Logan McGraw does it from there. A 49-yard punt return officially in the books, and just a tremendous punt return. It was a great kick, too. Justin Moore's got everything you want, but I think that might have been a classic case where he out-kicked his coverage. And now we've got running up the middle, number 3 right there, Jacob Reeves now pulling some big yards as now the Grosse Eel team is starting to flex their muscle.
Well, Coach Bodner wants to score the touchdown down here. and he wants to kill the clock at the same time.
All the way this game have gone the Red Devils with the no-huddle offense in their quarterback. Shepard in the shotgun formation. This time Volmerhausen is slow to the draw, and he is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. This is going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Colin Bammer was a leading blocker on that play, but he got smothered.
Well, one of the big hitters back there, we haven't called his name a lot tonight, but number 9, Brad Russell, really stopped Volmerhausen dead in his tracks right there. Number 9, he's playing the linebacker position. You see him out there. Spread formation by the Devils as they've gone all night.
Garden City has to make a defensive. This is the biggest defensive stand they've had all year. This is something they've got to do right here, right now.
Shepard rolling to the right. He finds somebody and he gets it out there. Caught. And forward is Moores, and he's going to get a 1st down. The clock continues to run. The ball is going to be down at the 11-yard line.
Moores is just too tall.
He's just a huge target over there. He's almost 1.5 times the size. And you look at Shepard right there from ground level as he rolls to the right. He throws the ball up in the air, and right there, great positioning by Moores as he got up in front of the defender. That was number 16 over there, Dylan White. And this one's Volmerhausen, and he powers it back to the middle, and he's stacked up. You see Tyreek Upshaw, number 10, Castonia, number 10, Tyreek Upshaw, number 4, Jay Castonia, number 17. Those guys have been around the football all night tonight, Ted.
The biggest difference tonight in these two teams is the protection that Shepard has got on all his pass plays. He's only been hurried once, he was sacked once, but other than that, he's been clean. And the only reason his uniform's dirty is because he ran up the middle a couple times. But when he goes back to pass, Garden City has really not forced him to hurry his passes, or even he can look at his 2nd and 3rd options.
This ball's handed off, trying to get to the outside and find running room as he turns it up the field right there. Number 3, that's going to be Jacob Reeves, and the ball is going to continue, or the clock is going to continue to run as Reeves is brought down.
Guess who on the tackle there? Number 6 again.
There's a replay coming right at our handheld cameraman right there, and there's Logan McGraw. It's like you cannot, you cannot fake that guy. He is a football player and a half. He's given up about 1.5 times his size to the running back, and he takes him right on, stands him up, and drives him down. 3rd down and 8. Big 3rd down and 8. The ball is at the 9-yard line. This time Moores. No, excuse me, not to Moores. This time
to Reeves, and Reeves basically did not run, to me, at full speed, and Shepard just overthrew him. So now, you're the coach. You got 5:20. Are you going for 1st down, or are you going to kick a field goal here?
Well, right now you can get a 1st down at about the 1 or 2 yard line, and it's 4th down and 8. And I think what you're going to do this time right here, Ted, is I think you're going to roll to the right and you're going to look for number 9. Now, number 9, Moores is coming in, so he's actually playing right there. You see him just off the line of scrimmage. And he throws it down the middle, and it's going to be broken up.
And that is a huge, guess who? Guess who?
Absolutely, Logan McGraw. And I don't know how he does it. We're going to call for a count to see how many number 6s are out there. He threw it right to him, ground level right here. That's Moores cutting across. That's his target right there, and right in front of him, getting his hand right. What a great job of camera work. Right there, he knocks it down right in front of Moores.
And that's why we love working with this crew. And once again, look who's on the ground. That middle judge, back judge, has been on the ground. And Logan just is celebrating. And now we've got 5:10 on the clock. Let's see if Garden City can get a 1st down here.
Castonia gets the ball and gets at least some yardage up and out of there. The ball was at the 9-yard line. That gets it out over the 15 to about the 16-yard line. It's going to bring up second down. You can do a lot right here, but the ball with that close to the goal line, Ted, I think you're going to be more conservative as the clock is running. Grosse Ile has 3 timeouts. Garden City has 2 timeouts. The score is 28-26. The Cougars are in the lead. It has been a terrific football game, back and forth. I don't think you can just say a classic battle here on senior night at Garden City.
One of the best football games we have seen, no matter how this ends, on this field in many a year.
There's one quick hitter handed off. This time it's, I believe, Jennings trying to power his way forward. Looks like he's going to get the first down. Then the first down becomes a very key situation as that clock continues to march down.
He was hit at the 18. He kept his feet going. The offensive line, who has been blocking their heads off all night long, kept their feet going, and he winds up on the 24-yard line with a first down.
Boy, if you don't have your popcorn and your soda, don't go anywhere right now because you want to see how this one ends up, Ted.
Don't hurry, don't hurry, don't hurry.
Raymond going all the way at quarterback. He's up under center.
Under 4 minutes.
Jennings off to his right shoulder. This ball's handed off to McGraw, trying to get outside. McGraw stops, hurdles a player.
Stay down, stay down.
Falls forward for a gain of about 2 or 3 yards.
And I think the Red Devils are going to start using their timeouts here as the clock reads 3:49. It is a 28-26 game. Garden City with the ball. They have got a second down, and if they can pick up another first down, it's going to be to their advantage. And Phil, we've got a very important read here. We have to read this for one of our cameramen, and go ahead.
Well, I think it has to do with Garden City High School Theater Department. They're presenting Peter and the Star Catcher.
That's the Tony Award winning Peter and the Star Catcher, right?
Well, it's going to be this fall. That's absolutely right. This fall at the Garden City High School Theater. And this is like a century-old story about how a miserable orphan comes to be the boy who would not grow up.
Miserable, really feeling down low, depressed orphan comes to the the new world here, or what?
Well, he just doesn't grow up.
Well,
but you got to come and see it. I can't give you everything. You got to come and see it. It's at O'Leary Auditorium, November 17th through the 19th at 7 o'clock. And then they have a matinee on the 20th as Raymond goes back to pass.
No.
And he's in deep trouble. And he gets swung down, thrown down by guess who? The tackling machine, Holden Green. And that is a huge loss in play.
We have been praising the coaching and the calling of all times. But why go back? And it looks like they want to pass.
What a play right there.
Now,
look at Green as he takes the first fake right there. Now he's got a hold of him by the jersey.
You lose 10 yards, and now you have to pass, or the clock, you're going to just run a draw play. You can't pass because you need to take time off the clock.
Can we reset the clock, please, to 3:40.
So 5 seconds going to be put back on the clock, and this is the third time that I can recall that seconds have been put back on the clock. And the way this game's going, might be a big point in the game right there with 5 seconds being put back in the clock.
And there's the Red Devils you see there in the Huron League. Milan is the Class A, Jefferson's a Class B, Monroe's a Class C, New Boston's an A, Flat Rock's a C, Riverview's a B, and Carleton's an A. That is one tough league.
Oh, absolutely. And, we've seen Monroe St. Mary's. They were champions just a few years, I think 2 years ago. They beat Ithaca in a great game right there. They've always been a great program. Milan's doing very well.
What makes Monroe St. Catholic interesting? They're the Falcons, right?
Yes.
And the girls are?
The Crestals.
The Castrals.
Crestals, yes. Right here after the play, Raymond goes back the other way. He tries to find a receiver. This is Walter, and he is going to be driven out of bounds, but back at the 9-yard line. And once again, 3rd and 23 play call right there, Ted. And now we've seen where Grosse has pushed Garden City back. It's going to be 4th and 23. So the punter, Walter, is going to be punting from his end zone more than likely. And here's a second timeout called by Grosse. They have one left.
Grosse is going to pick up this ball probably inside Garden City territory or on the 45 or 50-yard line. Depends if they catch the ball and they get a roll or not. But this would be the time. And as Brett George is waving, he's a 20-year or more veteran here with Omni Edition Sports and GCTV, and he still can smile.
Well, you know, this is a great crew. We can't thank them all enough. Dan York puts together a great crew. Everybody has a great time. You know, so much fun being around here and all the first-class things. There's a picture of Dan on his phone right there. I mean, that guy multitasked.
He's trying to get spring training tickets for the Tigers already.
Yep, he's dialing your number right now as we speak.
Dan's got that dial-a-hit right on his phone.
And so that will be the last time out for Grosse with 3:24 to go. So in punt formation and just at the edge of the end zone right there, that's Walters. He gets it away. This is deep right now. The ball bounces up, and trying to make something happen is number 2, and he's got some running room potential on the outside, Ted, and this right here is going to be a big gainer. There's no flags on the field, and heading out number 2 is Moskal, and he's going to be brought down at about the 8-yard line.
Well,
anytime you have a change of directions like that on a big play, that's what can happen, is a giant gainer, and that's exactly what it was.
Well, the worst tackling of the night right here, you're going to see him.
And that was a big chance to take it with the...
Right here, there's one tackle, and there is another tackle. Then he whips the third one, and now they're lucky he didn't hit the end zone. But, you know, Garden City has a chance here to stop this.
Oh, nice positioning right there and tackle. That was the punter, Walter, that brings him down. That was a touchdown-saving tackle. So it's going to be 1st and goal. The ball at the 8-yard line. Out of timeouts are Grosse. Garden City has 2. It's 28-26. It's been a now it's turning into a nail-biter. It's been a seesaw battle. Then it's been a barn burner. Now it's a nail-biter. And this ball is faked to the running back going this way. And Shepard is brought down.
Loose.
No, he's going to call him down, and Shepard kind of comes up a little gimpy.
Now remember, Shepard's coming off of an injury, but he'll shake it off. But he loses yardage, and watch this play here.
Well, the misdirection fooled absolutely nobody. And here's Castogne using his superior speed, and he splits a couple of defenders, and that is a big loss on the play all the way back to the 14-yard line.
That ball came off after he hit the ground, so.
Shepard looking out. He gets the ball up in the air in front, and there's a battle for position. It's caught for a touchdown.
They're going to call defensive.
And there was a battle over there, and I'm pretty sure that one's going to be pass interference, and it's going to be, yes, and it's going to be waved off. That was Raymond over there. This ball's up in the air. We know who's probably on the receiving end. He has clear position.
You cannot be behind this Moores. You have to be in front of him. But there's 2:23 left on the clock, and
pass interference. Defense number 7 decline.
Let's see if
touchdown.
Well, right now, this is a key spot right here. It's a 4-point lead, so they're going to have to go for 2 at this point. It makes it 38-32. They're lined up in a 2 formation. Shepard at the quarterback, rolls to his right. He looks and he throws a bullet in there, and it is caught for the 2-point conversion by probably, we can't see the number down in there. Is it Moores?
No, I think it's... Moores again. Moores is one tougher receiver. You know, think how important having Shepard back, because when you had Moores as the backup quarterback, you didn't have his height back there receiving. But Grosse goes ahead 34-28 with 2:29 on the clock. And you just can't give up a punt return like that. And late in the game, that's going to come to haunt you. But I go back to the second down play where they went back to pass and didn't fool anyone. Moores went in there. They lost 10. It forced a desperation. There's not a whole lot of third down and 20 plays that are successful. And that second down play has come back and haunted Garden City.
Well, you're absolutely right, Ted. There was no reason to do that play right then, at that time, at that point in this game. An ill-advised play. Now we've seen Grosse that has used a kind of an aggressive onside kick to see if Moores is going to kick it deep this time. And he tries to get it up and over the second line of defenders, and that's just exactly what he does. And falling on it at the 30-yard line for the Cougars looks like number 4, Upshaw. So the Cougars will be in business. They have 2 timeouts left with 2:23 to go. And now, all of a sudden, right now, Grosse with a 7-1 record. They've had a tremendous amount of success for the past 10 years. I think they're going to start seeing if they can turn this one on and put it in the victory column, Ted.
Well, this is important because if Grosse goes on to win this game, they are going to get Class A points. You know, and this is a Class A team they're playing, and they are trying to get a home game next week in the playoffs, but this ain't over yet.
Raymond gets by the first defender. The second defender, he gets out of his grasp, and he's not going to get away from the third one right there. As big number 73 comes in to clean it up, Dominic Trombley. That was 54 the first time. Simone that he got past. Then I believe number 55.
What we have seen in the last 2 series is Raymond has started to hesitate when he goes back. And as soon as he hesitates, he's lost. I thought that if he continued and ran a little harder, he might have broken that first tackle. And both times they were losses. And Grosse knows he has to pass.
He gets this one off and gets him to Castogne right there, and Castogne is swung down, but he's not to the original line of scrimmage. The original line of scrimmage was the 31-yard line, Ted, so it's going to bring up third down and roughly about 12 yards to go.
Well, and
they're going to use a timeout right now with 1:26 to go. So Garden City has 1 timeout left after this one, and then this is going to be a huge play in this football game.
So we have 1:28 left. Garden City trailing Grosse 34-28. This has just been a great experience, a great football game, Phil. And if this is your last foray with both Garden City and Grosse sports, how's it been the last 20 years?
Well, it's been a fantastic ride. I can remember my first game was with the great Jay Strasner, and it was a basketball game at the Grosse girls basketball game, and it's just been a tremendous ride ever since then. And a lot of times you've been my partner, Ted, or you've had enough confidence in me over the years to allow me to call the games or be one of the color commentators to the callers. I've done a variety of things, and I've always tried to do my best. And I've had jobs, so sometimes I show up 5 minutes and I've had to learn how to pronounce names, so I've certainly made those mistakes, but you've always stuck with me and you showed me a lot of confidence, and I'll tell you, I've had a great fun time. You're the one that set me up with Dan York to come and do Garden City Sports, as now it's third down and 12, big play in this game, spread formation. Raymond rolls out to his right, he's looking downfield, and this ball is caught by Logan, and it's going to be for a first down, Ted, right there. A big, huge third down and 12. They're going to go no huddle is Garden City. And this is going to see a replay. This a nice, safe pass right here as he rolls out, throws it on the run right there to the outstretched hands of Logan McGraw. What a play. What a game Logan McGraw has had. Raymond rolls the other way this time. He's got problems, and he goes down.
He needed a block. He needed to pick up a block, and he didn't get it. Right? So the clock is at 1:02 and running here. Are they going to call timeout?
I believe that was Volmerhausen out there that really slipped the ball, got deep penetration right there. It's almost like he knew they had rolled left, rolled right, rolled left, rolled right, and this time they went to the right the last time. They came back left this time, and Volmerhausen was waiting for him, and his feet went underneath of him. So with a minute to go, Garden City has no more timeouts after this.
I want to say one other thing, Phil, before this game ends, that one of the great things that you've done is over the years, I can't tell you how many brand new announcers or color commentators we've stuck with you, and you've always mentored them, and they've all become better announcers and better color people after working with you, and they've always told me how easy it was to work with you. If you look over the years, a lot of kids have learned from you, and they're going to miss that opportunity. And I think you got to go down to Florida and start calling up sports down there at Polytech in Tampa.
I hope I get an opportunity to, and I really appreciate that, because I remember when I was new myself, and Jay Strasner mentored me as this one is hit to Walters. It's a hook and lateral play, and out of bounds goes Castogne. As it was thrown to Walter, he flipped over to Castogne trailing the play, and Castogne gets right up close to the first down yardage, but more importantly out of bounds. No timeouts. We're under a minute to go.
54 seconds.
So it was a, oh no, it's going to bring up, okay, it's going to bring up 3rd and 11. So I've lost track of the,
remember
the downs went.
The sack at the beginning.
Oh, the sack at the beginning, yeah. Absolutely. There, the timeout kind of threw me, and you wanted
well, they got to
talk a little bit about my career, so that kind of derailed me a little bit. So
well, that's my fault.
3rd down and 11. Shotgun formation for Raymond. He takes the ball, looks the field over. Penetration by the Cougars. He finds Walter out there, and he drops the football right into the breadbasket. He heard the steps. You have number 2 coming up behind him, Josh Moskal, and number 4, of course, Joseph Kelly around the football. This is going to bring up the play of the game right now. There's been many of them.
Play of a very great game.
Right there, he's wide open. He's got first down yardage, and he just simply, he turned his head there, Ted. A classic example we've seen so many times.
Well, he didn't catch it with his hands either. He let that ball hit his pads. Yep. Once it hits his shoulder pads, that's the toughest part of your body.
He heard the footsteps coming and tried to get out of the way before he had the football. Raymond back to pass. He's hit as he throws this one. It's going to be intercepted. Picked off, number 4 down there, Joseph Kelly. That was a wounded duck as they converged. The pass rush converged on Raymond, and they just nailed him as he probably didn't get enough for a follow through. So with 42 seconds to go.
Well, you said it was a wounded duck, and the reason it was wounded is hit. What do you got? You're pointing.
We've got a flag on the field right here,
Ted.
Ted.
Defensive interference?
We have a flag on the field, so hold the train. We have no idea right here. Neither team seems to be moving. Neither teams to be, although.
Offsetting penalties.
So offsetting penalties. So that's not going to change possession or anything like that. So
were they after the play or during the play?
We just got offsetting penalties. I don't think we got a call at all on what happened.
Well, I want to tell you, Grosse came into this game heavily favored, and they are surviving. They are surviving and going to go into the playoffs 8-1, and we wish them luck. Garden City, we said they had to play for pride, and I want to tell you, I saw every player out there all game long play with pride, and that went from number 6, Logan, and that went all the way to the kickers who made touchdown saving tackles.
Alex Sherlock did it.
And what a wonderfully played, clean game, 34-28 as the season ends for Garden City. And Grosse goes on to the playoffs.
Well, absolutely. This was senior night. There was a tremendous amount of pride at stake here. The seniors were all brought out with their parents and flowers and a great introduction. And boy, they all played their hearts out. Logan McGraw, Raymond, the quarterback, did a great job. Tyreek Upshaw, the lineman, we remembered McDaniel coming in and out of the game. What a tremendous battle as they took on the 7-1 Grosse team and battled them tooth and nail to the end, and they ended up giving up that big punt return. You see our final score, Grosse 34, Garden City 28. And Ted, it's been a pleasure working with you. Dan York, the executive producer, and you know, thank you very much for everything, and thank you, Dan York, for my opportunity here, and thank our great director, Christian Gibbons, and all the staff.
We want to thank, look at the names there that brought you. They come out here early in the day and put this on. We want to thank our entire volunteer crew here at Omni Edition Sports for bringing you tonight's game. Your final score, the Red Devils of Grosse 34, the Cougars of Garden City 28. Once again, Phil, thanks. It's been a pleasure for 20 years. Have a great time in Florida, and we'll come down to see you a couple times. For our entire crew, I'm Ted Fournier. We'll see you next time on Omni Edition Sports. Good night.